sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good, and you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, this is the Dave Ramsey Show, where your life and your money takes the focus. I'm Chris Hogan, filling in for Dave, and I'm so excited to be with you. Today is a very, very special day. I mean, I kind of feel like a kid on the first day of school. You know how you're planning for this day? You've marked it on the calendar, and you're excited about it. It kind of feels like it'll never, ever get here, but you stay focused, you hope, and you just keep churning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't think this day would ever get here, but let me take a deep breath. Because it's here. After a year and a half of focusing, the effort, the team commitment to this project, it's here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you that my second book is available. Now, I'm showing this to you. Those of you watching on YouTube channel, you can see this, but here it is. It is Everyday Millionaires, how ordinary people built extraordinary wealth and how you can too. This has been a passion project for me. This is one of those things, being just a rural Kentucky boy, growing up in a single parent home, and based on all the things that I heard that was possible. Now, I don't know if you all out there have had somebody tell you that you can or can't do something, but this is one of those things where I really wanted to dig in, because the word millionaire for me had this whole different context. I thought you just had to either be born into money, or you had to get lucky, or you had to just do something that was outside of your control. And I'm telling you something, I'm so excited for you all to get this book for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, this is the largest study that has ever been done on millionaires. Did I say largest? Because I just said it. I'm going to say it again. It's the largest study that's ever been done. We studied over 10,000 millionaires. Y'all didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. I'm going to say it one more time. Over 10,000 millionaires. We got on the phone with them. We did research. We talked to these individuals to get their stories. And I'm telling you something, I can't wait for you to read their stories. I can't wait for you to see and understand and get connected to these people. Also, you're going to have an opportunity, the research. The research was astounding. Absolutely amazing to really dig in and to see the truth. Because we hear these myths all the time. We hear things that people tell you, well, this is what they had to do, or this is what they must have done, and it's not like that at all. And so not only do we have the research, we have the stories, but we also have another part that I can't wait for you to read. And that's information talking to you about the character qualities of these individuals. Really boiling it down and helping you to see, what do you need to do in your millionaire journey? You see, that's the journey we're all on. We're on this step to be able to make sure that we're doing something that'll stand for something, that we have an opportunity to take care of the people that we love, but to also be able to do some amazing things for others. And I'm talking about giving. And see, walking through this process, I'm telling you, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. I had some things that I learned, and I'm telling you, I've been dealing with money for over 20 years. This blew me away. So I'm excited for a couple of reasons, because I'm going to give some stuff away in this hour. If you're a caller and you call in, I'm going to give you a copy of Everyday Millionaire. Yep, I can do it. You know why? I wrote the book. I can do it. Right? I'm going to give you a copy if you call in this hour. Now, here's the other thing. So excited for this. I'm telling you, seriously, I think my hair grew 1/4 of an inch today. I was just giddy. Because when you work on something and you want people to have information, because I want people to have the truth. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what you're going to have. So it's a beautiful opportunity. We are doing the pre-sale of the book starting today. Matter of fact, we just kicked this thing off 10 minutes ago. It's available for you. Now, here's the deal. For $20, you're going to actually get $50 worth of stuff. You're going to pre-order the book. Now, you pre-order now. The book is going to come in January, but you're going to be one of the first people to get it if you pre-order. But here's what else you get, because you get $50 of free items with it. You're going to get a copy of the ebook. You're going to get a copy of the audio book, where I've hired someone to read it to you. Now, you know, I'm just playing. I am reading it to you. You're also going to get a video lesson from me and also from Dave. So again, $20 pre-order, you're going to get $50 worth of stuff. You get the book. You're going to get the ebook, the audio book, as well as the 2 video lessons. So it's a great opportunity. Here's what you need to do. Go to chrishogan360.com and you can pre-order there, or you can go to daveramsey.com and order it as well. So it's a great opportunity for people to get plugged in. Again, you know, I'm one of those people that if you hear enough myths or you hear enough lies loud enough, long enough, we actually end up believing them. And there's a lot of things that we cover in the book that some of us have started to believe, regardless of where you come from. But it's a matter of, what did your family believe about money? What did your family think that you could achieve? What do your friends think? What do your neighbors think? You see, we've all been there where you've had some people that have doubted you, people that thought you couldn't do something. But deep down inside, when we make a decision to get focused, some things start to change. And that's what I want. I want people to know the truth so we can start to make our own decisions. And so in this, again, we're going to bust open some myths. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want you to believe any more lies. And then we're going to talk more about truths and the myths in the second hour. But I want you to plug in and get this information. And it's a great opportunity. This has been so much fun. The team has worked extremely hard to get all the data together. And now you're going to have a chance to have it. And one of the things, you know, for me, I don't know about you all, but I've had people actually tell me I couldn't do some stuff. They said, Hogan, you know, you're not going to be able to do that. And I'm thinking to myself, they must not know me. They must not know who I am and what I come from, meaning that I feel like I have an obligation not only to my family, but also to my heritage, the grandparents that came before me, the great-grandparents, to make sure that I do the best that I can. And those Hogan boys, well, I love them with my whole heart. I want to make sure those boys have better. Well, you know, the only way kids or grandbabies get to have better is if us as parents and grandparents, we start to do better. And we've got to change our thinking. If you change your thinking, I think you can change your life. It's a matter of making some decisions. So again, if you'd love to get a free copy of it, all you have to do is call in. Kelly is manning the phones and she will definitely get you on. But you can also pre-order this book. I'm telling you, you need to jump on this thing. Go to chrishogan360.com and you can grab a copy. So excited for you all. So excited for me. So excited for the team to really be able to dive in on this. And a lot of people believe that you just have to be lucky, right? And I don't know about you, but that word luck, it's one of those things that it drives me crazy, right? I think there's something I can do that's better than luck, and that's called being focused, where you make decisions and you start to do things in a direction that get you to the destination you're striving for. And I think when we start to do that, there's not anything we can't do. I don't care what anyone says. And so I want you to start to believe in yourself. Don't let the doubters get in your ear. We get to make our own decisions. You know why? This is America. This is the greatest country on the planet. We've got opportunities that we can decide to grab a hold of and really start to make a difference. I'm excited. I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen. It's here, finally. Everyday Millionaires, how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth. I'm so excited I'll get tongue-tied, but how you can too. It's here, people, and now you can get your copy. You're listening to The Dave Ramsey Show.
Everything about money is learning to control your behaviors, your habits, because personal finance, I've said it 1,000 times, is 80% behavior, it's 20% head knowledge. So when you can give people hope that they can win at anything, then they are willing to enter into sacrificial behavior. I'm not going to exercise at the Y and give up foods that I love, sweet foods and big old hairy wonderful dinners, unless I get a result in my body. But if by giving up a few of those things occasionally, some mornings so that I can get out there and do my run, or be down in my gym or something like that, I'll give those mornings up. I'll endure the pain if I get a result. But you won't change behaviors and enter into discipline. The Bible says no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness. You won't change those behaviors unless you think you're going to get a result. And so hope enters into changing behavior. The other thing that enters into it is for someone to just take a deep breath and become very passionate. The word I used this morning on Twitter was fierce. You need to be fierce about changing your behaviors. Fierce about saving money. Fierce about making the money that you work so hard for behave. Fierce about the way you treat your team when you're in leadership, the way you treat your spouse. You need to engage these things. Engage your life. Don't just let your life happen to you. Because the only way habits are changed is with a fierceness. The only way habits are changed is you have to break the orbital pull of stupid, the gravitational pull of stupid. And the only way you can break a gravitational pull is to explode, to pour in energy that is not currently there. That's the only way you can do that.
Listen up, small business owners. No one knows better than I do how important it is to keep track of your business expenses. I remember those days. If just one person doesn't pay, it can throw your world into a tailspin. And that's why I'm excited to tell you guys about FreshBooks. FreshBooks is a cloud accounting software that makes billing painless. It's ridiculously easy to use, and it allows you to track time, capture expenses, and customize and create professional-looking invoices. You can also get paid online, right from your invoice, meaning you get paid faster. Plus, FreshBooks lives in the cloud, so you can securely access it from your desktop, phone, or tablet wherever you are. Find out why over 10 million users just like you are already using FreshBooks. Start your 30-day free trial today at freshbooks.com/Dave Ramsey and make sure to enter The Dave Ramsey Show in the How Did You Hear About Us section.
Hello, America, and welcome to The Dave Ramsey Show. I'm George Kamel. Thank you for joining us here on our video channel, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, DaveRamsey.com, or the Dave Ramsey Show app. Let me tell you, you already know, it's a huge show today. Chris Hogan taking over The Dave Ramsey Show all 3 hours, and he just announced his brand new book, Everyday Millionaires. This is going to change the nation, people. Keep tuning in. We got more for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to The Dave Ramsey Show. I am Chris Hogan sitting in for Dave. If you missed it, we just announced my second book, Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. Just officially went on pre-sale. You have an opportunity to get that for $20. And once you order that, you're going to get $50 worth of free bonus items. You're going to get a copy of the audiobook, the ebook. You're going to get a video lesson from me talking about how to retire inspired. And you're also going to get a video lesson from Dave telling you and explaining to you how it's okay to be wealthy. Great opportunity. Also, later on today, you don't want to miss it, I'm going to be doing an Everyday Millionaires theme hour, actually talking to people that have actually done it. So you're going to have a great opportunity. And I also told you that if you call in this first hour, I'm going to be giving you a free copy of my book. And also, I want you to know something else. We're doing something else to celebrate the launch of Everyday Millionaires. We're also doing a millionaire Kickstarter giveaway. We're going to give away $5,500 in cash to help you fund your IRA and to give you your first step toward becoming a millionaire. You could be one of 2 lucky winners. All you have to do is go to chrishogan360.com or daveramsey.com to be able to enter. Now, for those of you that work with our team, you are not eligible. Let me just tell you this right off the bat. James, put the phone down. Okay, so we're excited to be here with you. Listen, if you got questions, I want to hear from you. Give us a call. The number to call is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. So we're taking calls. So up first, I've got Brandon calling in from Atlanta. Brandon, how are you?
Great, Chris. How are you?
Buddy, I am focused and not finished. I'm excited to be talking to you. You doing okay today?
Doing great. Excited to be talking to you. We love your show.
Well, I appreciate you, my friend. What do you have going on today?
My wife and I just received an inheritance a couple months ago, and we've met with couple different financial advisors and one SmartVestor Pro, and we haven't. We've got different advice from each of them, and we want to take our time and go slow and do it right. So I just called and wanted to get some advice from the man himself and see how we should handle this thing.
All right. Well, the man is out, so I'm the second man. So I'm excited to talk to you. Where did this money come from, if you don't mind me asking?
It came from my wife's grandparents' estate.
Okay.
She received about $600,000.
Okay, so that's a large sum of money.
Right.
And you and your wife, you all talked about this. What do you all want to do with the money?
Well, we have some rental properties. We have our net worth before the inheritance between my wife and I. We've been married 2 years. Our net worth before that was about $600,000. About $400 in real estate, $100,000 in retirement, about $100,000 in cash.
Okay.
But we want to make the money work for us. Potentially, diversify it, maybe get another rental property.
Okay.
And then my wife, we're going to start a family hopefully next year. We don't have any children.
Okay.
We've just been married 2 years. So we want to make the money work for us where we can, do good things and have a good start.
Well, Brandon, I'm going to tell you something. You all are newlyweds, and you all are you're ahead of the game. I mean, you've done a fantastic job. I mean, have you been listening to the show a while?
I've been listening to Dave Ramsey and been listening to you for a while, and when we got married, we got on a budget and started saving money.
Good.
And like I said, we have $400,000 in real estate, and we only owe $57,000.
Okay, and that $57,000 that you owe, is that on your primary residence or a rental property?
It's on a rental property.
Okay, so how many rental properties do you all have right now?
3.
You have 3, and you only owe $57,000 on one.
Right.
Okay, everything else is paid off.
We don't owe any credit cards, no student loans. We don't owe anything. We owe $57,000.
Well, Brandon, you all are like unicorns. How old are you all?
I'm 29 and my wife's 28.
What, 29 and 28, and you guys have been focused, been married for 2 years, net worth of $600,000, and you just received an inheritance of $600,000. So what do you do? Well, I think, first and foremost, Brandon, I want you to, that rental property that you owe on, guess what? You used to owe on it because you just paid that bad boy off.
Right.
Yes.
That's kind of what we were thinking.
Now, that's step one, and that's the business step. But here's what I want you all to do moving forward. I want you all to have dialogue together about options. I want you all to talk to each other. Make a list of things that you would like to do, some things that you need to do, and things that you would want to do. Now, hear what I said with that, because what we're doing is starting to have that dialogue together, and now you make a list. Each of you have your own ideas and opinions, right? And so you put that down, and then I want you to do something that most people don't do if you're married, and that is come together and start to talk about, now what are we going to do? You see, sitting still, I would park that money in a money market account. You just received the inheritance, put it there. Let it just sit. It's going to be okay for a few months while you all make a decision, because what you don't want to do is waste this opportunity. Your family, her wife's family, was very intentional about leaving this money to you all. I want you all to be intentional. You're married, newlyweds, no children. You all have already been focused with money. And I think it's okay for you all to make a decision on some fun things to do, as well as some futuristic things to do to keep yourselves on track. But I like the way that you're thinking. And again, you did the right thing. If you're talking to investment people and they're not guiding you and they're not listening to what you want, then guess what? You keep looking, right? Because the bottom line is you want to do the right things and make sure that this money lasts. So, Brandon, I'm proud of you all. Stay on track, my friend, but make sure you all stay unified as you're walking this process and just make clear decisions. And let me leave you with this final little tip. I want to tell you some of the things I did. I started making 2-year decisions. Okay? I know you're looking at me like, what do you mean, Hogan? Why are you 2-year decisions? I mean, I want to make a decision today that I can look back on in 2 years and be glad that I made it. See, that's the kind of thing that pulls us up out of where we are and gets us looking forward. So make 2-year decisions and stay on track. I'm proud of you all. Again, we want to hear from you, America. If you've got a question or a comment and you want to share it, call us, 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. Next up, I've got Kim in Tampa, Florida. Kim, how are you today?
I'm great, Chris. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm in baby steps 4, 5, and 6, and my question is, why does Dave recommend putting 15% into retirement versus using that and any extra money you have to pay off the mortgage as fast as possible?
Kim, how old are you?
I'm 45.
45 years old, and you're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6, so that means you have attacked any consumer debt, right? You've built up an emergency fund in baby step number 3, and now you're investing, okay? And so you want to know, why do Dave and I talk about investing without just throwing every extra dime toward paying off the house? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct, yes.
All right. Well, the reason for that is this. Money will grow if you plan it, okay? And we need money to be able to grow. Now, it's great that you're attacking the house, and I want you to pay off the house, but I also want you to make sure that we're planning money properly. And what I mean by that, Kim, as I'm talking to you, it's investing. You see, time and compound interest are the two things that help your money to grow. But if you don't have anything in there, it won't grow. So doing 15% toward retirement will still give you, that's a small percentage of your income in comparison to, it gives you that extra money to throw at the house. So you can still attack the house, but I still want you to prepare money for the future. Does that make sense?
It does. I guess some of my confusion on it is sometimes I hear him say to somebody, well, you wouldn't take out a loan on your house to go invest in the market. Because then that affects risk. And so, in a way, it almost seems like you're doing the same thing when you're investing and not just throwing it all at the house and knocking it out.
Well, listen, it's not the same because I want to attack the house and get that thing paid off, but I need to be putting money away. Now, for people that want to move faster, further, they can take on a second job and throw that extra money. But I say tighten up your budget. Get focused. I'm telling you, I've talked to tens of thousands of people that have put money away, reached everyday millionaire status, and they paid off their house as well. You have the choice as well. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
Mommy and Daddy paid off all of that debt. In person, we talked about. Is any of this good or?
No.
Is it okay if he's not in the shot or should I just wait?
We can wait.
Okay.
I'm Aaron Littles, and this is my awesome wife, Madeline Littles, and we are coming to you from Tampa, Florida. I didn't learn a lot about money growing up. I just knew that we didn't always have enough. I had an upbringing where I knew I wanted to have more, but I didn't know how. And so I went into the Marine Corps after graduating from the Naval Academy, and they just load you up with credit cards to get you on your way and start establishing your credit. And I did what Dave Ramsey said not to do, which was buy a house in every city you're stationed in. I look up and I have a good paying job. I'm serving my country, but then I realize I'm way in the hole in real estate debt, and the recession started to happen, and renters started leaving, and then now I get other credit card debt to just float these houses for a while. And I was like, this is not how it's supposed to work. And so that's when I hit my turning point to say, I've got to do something different.
And then he met me. I took out loans to cover everything for grad school, including my housing, around $80,000. I was working for the government during the day, and I was getting second jobs and side jobs at night. And instead of putting that money towards paying down the mountain of debt, I just apparently went shopping more.
When I helped Madeline calculate her individual budget, I think that kind of opened her eyes to see that she's working 2 jobs, but because of all the debt and the spending patterns, she was in the negative every single month and not actually even at zero.
I knew that I needed to change something, but to see it all on paper like that was pretty overwhelming. He was like, oh, hey, here's this guy. He's going to tell us how to get debt free, but you're going to have to sell your car as soon as we get married. And I was not at all receptive to that. And he said, just listen to this podcast, and that's all I ask. And I was like, fine. And I listened to it. And it was a number of different families that called in and talked about how the grass in their backyard felt much different because they had paid off their homes. And it resonated with me. And so that was when I was like, okay, let's talk about this. Maybe we will sell my car. Hopefully we won't. But that was my turning point, really, because he changed his approach.
Once we got engaged, we got enrolled in the FPU as part of our premarital counseling. Sure enough, we did every single week and paid attention and saw the immediate transformation of having a zero-based budget and then starting to really pay down debt. The first year we were getting out of debt, we paid off $35,000. The second year, I had an event planning business on the side, and then we were really sticking to the budget, using the envelope system, and we were actually coordinating and helping lead others. And so whenever you do that, you're always holding yourself accountable too, to making sure that you're following the program just as much as you're expecting other people to follow it. And so that second year, we paid off $75,000 in debt. Madeline was able to leave a job that she didn't really enjoy.
Which is never something I ever considered because I thought I would be paying off my student loans until I was 50. This is what we've been able to do, and now people are coming up to us and saying, we saw you do it. Yeah. We know it's achievable.
The underlying is that they may find Jesus too, and they may get a personal relationship, and that's always even more special for us.
We paid off $115,000 in 2.5 years. The vision of freedom at the end and the possibilities of what our family could look like, what our family could do for the kingdom of God, and what we would be enabled to do was what kept us going.
Getting to the finish line was the goal, and we weren't going to stop. And she married a Marine, and we just don't quit.
Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruz, and I'm happy to announce that we have a new addition to our family. That's right, baby number 2 is here. Winston and I are so excited. But as every parent knows, when your family grows, your priorities begin to change. Suddenly you find yourself making decisions for your kids' future over your own. After all, it's all about them, right? It's their future you want to preserve and protect. That's why term life insurance is so important for you and your spouse. I'm so grateful that Dad taught me the importance of life insurance early on. As I travel the country, I hear so many stories about young families left with nothing but debt, struggling to survive. It doesn't have to be that way. Term life insurance is so affordable and so easy to get. For almost 20 years, Xander has partnered with The Dave Ramsey Show to help families like yours protect their legacy. Give them a call or go to their website. I know they will take good care of you and your family.
Hope you're enjoying this special episode of The Dave Ramsey Show featuring my friend Chris Hogan. Just announced his brand new book, Everyday Millionaires, and here is the subtitle. You're going to love it. How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth, and how you can too. We've got a special offer. If you want to pre-order it today, you can do that at chrishogan360.com. Just $20 is going to get you over $50 worth of stuff, including the ebook and audiobook read by Chris Hogan himself. chrishogan360.com. Go grab it.
Hello, everyone. You are listening to The Dave Ramsey Show. And no, Dave doesn't have a hoarse voice. This is Chris Hogan filling in. So excited to be here with you. We have announced my second book, Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too, is now on pre-sale. You have a great opportunity to plug in and to get that book, as well as all the research that comes with it, the information that we plug in. We talk to over 10,000 millionaires to really dig in and understand what did they do and how did they get there. We wanted to know their story. But I also want to let you know something else. We've got a new all-inclusive bundle, and this thing is massive. This bundle includes Dave Ramsey's #1 program, Financial Peace University, and my new book, Everyday Millionaires, for only $129. Again, you get both Financial Peace University as well as my book for $129, plus you get the bonus items. Now, those bonus items are, you're going to get the ebook, the audio book of Everyday Millionaire. You're also going to get 2 lessons free, one from Dave and one from me. You get all of this for $129. So all you have to do is go to chrishogan360.com or daveramsey.com today to get your bundle. Now, here's the beauty of this, because people ask me, Hogan, what's your heart behind this thing? What are you trying to do? Well, a couple of things. I want people to know the truth. I want people to know the reality of what's possible when you stay focused. Well, the beauty of it is this. Financial Peace University is the plan and the program to help people walk that path. And so you get a great opportunity to get started or restarted. Some people have been on the path and they've had some life happen. I get it. You know, I've been there myself. The good thing is that you're not done yet. You still have an opportunity. And so it's a great program to get plugged into to really help you and your spouse, if you're married, to get on the same page, or if you're single or newly single, to help you jumpstart and to get a plan. Again, this plan has helped millions of families really get themselves out of debt and build wealth. So Financial Peace University and my book together for just $129. Incredible offer. You need to jump on it. All right, I'm going back to the phones, and if you have a question, I'd love to hear from you. Give us a call at 888-825-5225. That is 888-825-5225. I'm going back to the phones. I've got Justin on the line from Indianapolis. Sir, how can I help you?
Hello, Chris. Thank you for taking my call. I'm a big fan and glad to be talking with you today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to speak with you. What can I do for you today?
Yeah, my question is, my beautiful wife and I have 5 great kids, and a few of them have got special needs. So for baby step 5, I'm thinking that they may need a 529 ABLE account instead of just a 529 college account, and was having trouble locating kind of a calculator on how to figure out how much to put into those accounts or how much they should kind of be, you know, versus like a 529 college account that's mainly for just 4 years. These might stretch on for longer than that.
Absolutely. Justin, how old are your kids?
We've got an 11-year-old, 2 9-year-olds, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Oh, wow. And what are the ages of the kids with special needs?
It's 9 years old and the 6-year-old.
And the 6-year-old. Do you mind me asking, what do they have?
They have they're on the autism spectrum, and the older one, the 9-year-old, is also legally blind, and they also have a Marfan syndrome.
Okay, all right. And I'm a father of a special needs boy. My youngest son, Case, has a rare genetic disorder, so I understand. And I don't think people that aren't in this situation, they don't understand as a parent, your goal is to try to protect and provide, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's one of those things you're really having to look out, and you're trying to get your ducks in a row to make sure that you're doing everything you can for your child. And an ABLE account is something that was established not long ago to be able to allow people with disabilities or special needs to be able to have extra money. Because I don't think people understand just how much it can cost, right? The doctor's visits, the specialists, right? I mean, it can wear you out, can't it?
Yes, definitely.
How are you holding up?
It's good. I mean, right now, I've got a full-time job with excellent benefits, and I just kind of, want to have a bag of money sitting around for when my bag of tricks runs out.
I hear you. Absolutely. Boy, I tell you, people don't understand the love of a child. And you want the best for your child. And when your child has some roadblocks in front of them, you try to set them up for success. But the ABLE account was set up so it wouldn't impact kind of the benefits, the other benefits from Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. It gives you an opportunity almost to do like a Roth type of setup, which means it's after-tax dollars. And you can put up to $15,000 per individual away. Okay, Justin? So again, but here's the beauty of it. It's not just parents. You can have family and relatives and friends contribute as well. The one thing for them to remember, my friend, is that they won't necessarily get the federal tax write-off for contributing to that account, but they could get a write-off on the state level. Again, I'd want them to talk to their tax professional. But this is a way for you to put aside money for your child or your children and to understand that this money will be there for them later. I also want to encourage other parents or families and friends of people out there that may have special needs or know of a child in your area that you care about. You have an opportunity. You can do a special needs trust. There are ways for you to be able to give, right? There are ways for you to be able to support. And I just want to tell you, if you have someone in your church or in your community that does have a special needs child, one of the best things you could do is offer to watch that child for a little while and let the parent get out or the parents get out for a night out. Just, swap children. Like I've got 3 of them. So I'll swap my 3 for 1, right? That's called a special right there. No, I'm serious. But being plugged in, it doesn't have to be about giving money. Giving your time could be an incredible blessing to people. And so you want to be aware of that and try to help people out as much as possible. Justin, thank you for calling in and thank you for being focused for the sake of your children. That is a father that definitely cares, and I love to hear that. Kelly's going to also get your information, and we're going to get you a free copy of Everyday Millionaires. I think you will enjoy reading that book, and it'll also help you to stay on your journey, my friend. Next up is Natalia from Clarksville. Natalia, how can I help you?
Oh, thank you so much for taking my call. I have some questions about investing. I have never been in debt. I already have a fully funded emergency fund. And right now I have my budget down to where I'm spending less than half of my take-home pay on my monthly expenses. So I'm trying to figure out if I should set aside some of that money for like an investment or if I should set it aside for saving for a house. I'm not sure.
Wow. You are a focused young lady.
Yeah.
Where did you...
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm in Financial Peace University right now. My dad, he took the program through the military, and then he started getting me to like listen to Dave Ramsey on YouTube and got me really into it.
Yeah, I think you not only listened, you started to apply it.
Yeah.
How old are you, young lady?
I'm 24.
24 years old. And you're calling in to ask me about saving for a house or investing. This is fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Did you call me sir?
Yes.
I'm just Chris. Sir's my dad. You just call me Chris. I'm proud of you. I really am. Because people say all the time millennials aren't paying attention. Like I got 2 of them staring at me out there in the lobby right now. These guys are focused too. I hadn't even met them yet. I'm going to at the break. But I love hearing that because people say millennials aren't focused. They're just wearing flip-flops and just flopping around and doing stuff. That's wrong. They don't know the ones that I know. Let me ask you, if you're looking at this, when do you think you might want to buy a home?
Well, I'm not sure right now because I've been at my first job for like a year and a half.
Okay.
But I might relocate in a few years, so I don't want to buy a house and then have to like or invest in getting a house and then having if I know I'm going to relocate soonish.
I agree. I like your line of thought, especially when you think you might relocate in the next year to 2 years. You're correct. A lot of people don't think that way, Natalia. They think, well, I just want to hurry up and get a house because mom and dad have one, but they're not thinking. If you're not living where you want to live, you could end up having to sell a home later. So here's what I would do. Build up your emergency fund, get intentional. You don't owe anybody anything. Start to invest, and then start to save for a house. It gives you some time, and don't be in a rush. Renting is not a sin. It gives you time to breathe. Very proud of you. 24 years old, and she's focused. You know why? Because she's not finished. You're listening to The Dave Ramsey Show.
has done this for years. They're all about hiring talent. So-and-so's bright. So-and-so's got talent. Never mind the fact that they have no integrity. Never mind the fact that they're scummy. Never mind the fact that they cheat, lie, steal. Never mind that. They're talented. And that's bogus. And besides that, do they fit with you? You're going to spend time with them. With you. Are they connected with you? It's 5 people. You're going to see them a lot. Now, Rachel says, I don't see her a lot. That's true. She's in the top floor. I'm in the bottom floor. And that kind of a thing. But we're a little bit bigger now. But when you start, especially the ones that are going to work real closely with you, ask yourself the question. It is a valid question. Let me give you permission to ask the question, do you like them? Do I like you? Ask yourself that question when you're sitting there. Yeah, they're talented, but something kind of weird. Don't do that. That bell's ringing. Answer the bell. Okay? That's a no. That's what that is.
Pam and I purchased our timeshare in 1979. It was a crazy time back then. We had just gotten married and we were young and free. We went to our timeshare twice a year for years. Pam loved to golf there. Boy, I miss those days. In 2012, I lost Pam to breast cancer. I knew I had to get out of our timeshare because the thought of going back there was too painful for me and our children. Finally, I found Timeshare Exit Team. They got us out. Now we've all been able to move on with our lives. Kids and I have been able to vacation together again. In fact, we just got back from a fantastic trip to Mexico City.
Time changes everything. If your timeshare no longer fits your life, call the team that can talk to you about options for your timeshare. Call Timeshare Exit Team today or go to timeshareexitteam.com.
Hanging out here with Melissa in Martha's Place, and I always love catching up with you. Tell me what's new in your world.
Well, as you know, this is birthday month. I'm turning 30 again.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a great month. August is a great month. It's August 22nd, but I will not tell you what year I was born. Anyway, also going on, I am leaving tomorrow. I'm going to take a beach trip with my cousin from Houston. Really excited about it. That's a birthday gift to
Girls
myself.
trip?
Girls trip.
Now that explains the nails. Show everyone your nails. Look at those beach nails.
Beach nails done. And then also, my grandson, August, just started playing 4-year-old T-ball last night. Oh, my word.
Doesn't get
so
cuter than
much
that.
fun.
Doesn't get cuter than that. A lot going on, Melissa. So excited for you.
Life is great.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Hogan, filling in for Dave Ramsey, and we have had a blast. I just went out in the lobby. I met some new friends. I've got a 17-year-old, a 20-year-old. These guys are sitting in the lobby getting financial information. I had some friends come up from Tucson. I've got a young man who's on his way to college down in North Carolina. It's fantastic. Just people that are focused. I love it. I love talking to people that want to chase down and make things happen. Now, the phone lines have been lit up. You know why? Because everybody that calls in is getting a free copy of my book, Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth. So Kelly Daniel is actually in there running 100 miles an hour. I love it. So next up, I've got Lori in Greenville. Lori, how are you today?
Hey, Chris, I'm great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm focused and not finished. How's the weather down that way?
It's sunny and bright today, but we've had a lot of rain recently.
Well, and it's probably humid, too, because you're in the South, right?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Yes, it is.
Well, stay in the AC, honey. What can I do for you today?
Okay, I have a question. My company has a pretty rich benefit package, and they go ahead and invest 15% of my salary into a retirement account for me each year. And I'm out of baby step 2, and I'm finishing up baby step 3, and I need to know how much I should invest, I'm assuming in IRAs, since my company doesn't offer a 401k.
Okay. So,
and they already cleared the 15%.
Right. So they don't offer a 401k. Are you getting a pension?
It is, so they invest 60%, they invest a dollar amount each year, 60% into money market accounts and 40% into low-risk securities.
Okay.
And that will be a lump sum upon my retirement.
Okay, gotcha. Got you. And so you're looking at what can you do to make sure you're investing outside of what they're doing for you, correct?
Correct.
Okay, well, yeah, I love the idea of the Roth IRA because, see, whenever you hear the word Roth, I want you to actually get tingly. I know I do. My hair grows like a quarter an inch every time I say Roth because here's the deal. It's after-tax dollars. So that means the money is growing and it's tax-free. So if you're under the age of 50, you can do up to $5,500 each year. If you're over the age of 50, you can do an extra $1,000 for a total of $6,500, excuse me. So what is your age?
I'm 27.
Okay, 27 years old, another millennial. Okay, so you can do $5,500 each year. That's focus. I'm telling you, I've been talking to millennials all day. I love it. So you can do that. You can set up that Roth where you're directly contributing to it, or you can set it up to where it's coming out of your paycheck, right, to go straight into the account. I would get connected with the SmartVestor Pro. All you have to do is go to my website, chrishogan360.com, click on the Dream Team button, and you can find someone. I mean, it's that easy, people. You start to put $5,500 away that's going to grow tax-free, and you do that year after year. Guys in the lobby, you listen to me? This is my friends out here, my young people. Just start to do that each and every year, and I'm telling you, you're going to hit everyday millionaire status. It's the laws of compound interest. If I put money in, and I do it the right way and let it grow, and I don't touch it, I don't call it a vacation. I don't call it a wedding fund. I don't even call it a home down payment. It's your dream fund. Watch what happens. The money will grow. We want to hear from you. If you've got a question, I'd love to call in. Call us at 888-825-5225. Next up, I've got Kyle in Cleveland, Ohio. Kyle, how are you today?
Good, Chris. How are you? Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, glad to talk to you, my friend. How can I help you?
Well, I am looking at really a great situation. I'm fortunate enough here where very soon I'm going to be going from approximately $75,000 a year in salary to what I'm pretty confident will be probably about 125, maybe 130, and maybe a little bit more than that. Mm-hmm. The question I have, so that's great. The question I have is, I have a Roth IRA, which I have maxed out, also contributing to a company 401k. So I guess my question is, and I'm utilizing one of their ELPs. My question is, what do I do? Where do I go with this additional income? I mean, do I just really crank up my 401k, or do I kind of stay where I'm at?
Okay.
401k and open up a traditional IRA.
Okay. Kyle, let me ask you this: are you staying with the same company, or are you moving on?
No, same company. Just promotion.
Okay, so you got that's a significant promotion, Kyle.
It is, yeah.
Okay, you excited about it?
Extremely.
I can tell, because you know why? When you were saying those dollar amounts, I could hear your voice quivering a little bit. That's a big jump, my friend, going from 75,000 up to 130. That's a big jump. And here's how much are you contributing to your 401k right now?
I'm currently at 10%. It's a 4% match. I should also add, Chris, real quick, I've got $80,000 left on my mortgage, so I clearly want to get that paid off in anywhere from 18 to 24 months.
Okay, all right. So now, you listen to the show very often, Kyle?
Every day.
I'm going to ask you a very important question. If you answer this right, I'm going to send you a copy of my new book. Okay, this is a big deal.
Okay.
You're already getting a copy of the book, so no pressure, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What percentage do we tell people to invest for retirement?
Yeah, 15%.
Okay, and you're at what percent?
Well, based on my calculation, between the Roth and between the 401k...
I know. Kyle, what percent are you at? 10?
I'm at about...
10?
No, I'm at about 18.
Okay.
18,
all right.
19.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, listen to me. I'm messing with you, but again, I want people to hear it out there. Investing 15% is the way to go, but you're right. You've got some other things that you're doing outside of there. But with this raise, I like that you're attacking the house. Now, you tell me you owe how much on it?
Right at $80,000.
Okay. And what is your standard mortgage payment on it right now?
It's $785,
Okay.
and for the last 4 or 5 months, I've been throwing an additional like $500, $600 at
Okay.
it.
All right. So you've been intentional. Your words are backing up your actions by you paying extra. Now, here's what I would do. This raise goes into effect when?
Boy, it should be within a month.
Okay. All right. Now, here's what we don't want to do. We don't want to count chickens before they hatch.
Right.
All right. So, and that first check, again, we don't know based on timing. It could not be a full check. What I'm saying is your pay period from your prior position to this new position, it could end up a week of the old salary, and the week of the new. So what I would do, is definitely, again, don't try to set your budget just yet. Keep things still. But I like that you're attacking debt. I like that you're going to pay off that house with this significant raise. The key is that we have to be careful that lifestyle doesn't grow along with our raise. Now, again, it's okay to have some stuff. Don't get me wrong. But what I don't want you to do is people tend to live to their income. That means they end up where stuff has you. So stay focused, very, very focused. And also, my friend Kyle, here's what else you can do. Even if you hit the cap on what you're able to put away in the 401k and you do the max that you can do in the Roth IRA, you can also save for your dreams outside of retirement. And there's no limit on that. A lot of people don't know that. So I want to tell the truth. I want people to hear it and to understand what they're able to do. So we got to be focused. Got to look at this and understand your dreams just don't happen. What we have to do is make them happen. And we do that by staying very, very focused. Now, listen, we've got a whole lot of callers left on the line. Kelly's going to get your information. You will get a copy of the book. I thank you for calling in. And again, it's been exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we launched the pre-sale of Everyday Millionaires, how ordinary people built extraordinary wealth and how you can too. It doesn't matter where you come from. It's about where you're going. And I believe in you. And I think if we stay focused and we understand what it is we're trying to accomplish, and more importantly, why it matters to us, how does your family gain? How are you able to impact your community? I love this quote. It's from Margaret Thatcher. And I'm going to share it with you. Here it is, real quick. No one would remember the Good Samaritan if he only had good intentions. He had money too. Oh, that's the truth. We have to be focused and be able to help people, and we have to do our jobs. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
Think about all the passwords your brain has to remember. It's impossible, right? So instead of coming up with new passwords every time you open an account, most people just give the same password over and over and over again. That's not a good idea. Remember the Yahoo breach? Yeah, that one breach alone affected over 3 billion users. Yeah, that's why I'm a huge fan of LastPass. LastPass generates and stores and creates strong, unique passwords to keep you safe and secure. No more guessing your password and getting you locked out of your account. LastPass manages and organizes all your accounts with your logins and unique passwords in one safe place. And you can access them from your computer or your mobile device. I personally use LastPass and I love it. So join over 13 million LastPass users, including myself, and start managing and securing your passwords today. Try LastPass Premium for personal use or LastPass Families for your entire family. Visit LastPass.com/Dave and try it for free.
I've always liked Peter Pan. He's my favorite. Keeps me young, keeps me having fun, keeps me focused on not all work all the time. You have to relax and you have to enjoy life as well. Christy, and I live in Georgetown, Kentucky. I'm a medical coder with Georgetown Hospital. So I bought my home here in Georgetown back in 2003. Bought my house in July. I made one payment, and I got called in to the office at work and was told that they were doing away with my position, and that was it. So I had 29 years and 11 months of mortgage payments and no job. I was single, so it was 100% income loss to the household. It was a very scary time. I knew I had to do something to get moving. I couldn't just sit around and be bitter and disappointed. So I found a job here locally at a bank, and I was making $8 an hour. It was enough to pay the bills, never missed a payment, never got behind on anything. It was good. I was at a Bible study, and they were going to be starting FPU. After going through FPU, I refused to go into debt. So if I didn't have the money for something, I just didn't do it. Realized that an emergency fund would probably be a real good idea, having been through what I had been through. I worked after hours at Cracker Barrel in the store just a couple nights a week, and was able to build up my 6-month emergency fund with just that money. But then I thought, I could do better for myself. So I started looking around for another job, and I found one in town that was almost a 50% pay increase in a completely different field. I went into the medical field with Georgetown Hospital. So I had never been at the point where I had this much money ever. The first year I sort of played around with it, put a little extra on the house every month or so. That was in 2014. And then in 2015, I started making double mortgage payments. So when I got more, I kept living on less and just applied the extra to the mortgage payment. So 2016 came, and I started making triple mortgage payments. And I hadn't even missed anything. It was just how I lived. And my goal, I was so focused on my goal, that was the only thing I saw. I just had blinders on, looking at that. Got to pay off the house, got to pay off the house, got to make the mortgage payments. Everything became a choice of, would I rather do this, or would I rather pay off the house early? Would I rather go to a movie, or would I rather pay off the house early? Would I rather go out to eat, or would I rather pay off the... Everything came down to that choice. So I was gazelle intense on my house because that's the only debt I had, and I wanted to be rid of it. So I lived on about $3,600 for the year in 2016.
So do you need to find a way to save money? Well, there may be some subscriptions you could cancel that money could go back in your pocket. So one thing that we seem to always just waste money on are subscriptions. I'm guilty of this. They're like, hey, free 3-month trial. And you're like, that's awesome. So you give them like your debit card information and checking account. And you're like, this is great, free. And then what happens? Yeah, time keeps going and 3 months ends. And what happens? They keep taking money out of your checking account because you forget to cancel. So a way to save money, look at all of your subscriptions. Everything from Hulu, Netflix, magazines. There's like those beauty boxes, like anything you have that are a subscription. Look to see, number one, can you afford it and actually pay for it? And number two, do you use it? So reevaluate your subscriptions, because canceling a few could put like $50 back in your bank account every month. Something we should probably cancel is cable, because we have Netflix, and like I can't do it when someone do it like today, but maybe soon. Maybe we'll cancel it soon.
Made a new friend today, wanted to introduce you all to him. What's your name?
Jacob.
And where are you from, Jacob?
Mount Juliet.
Very nice, local guy here. Now tell me, how old are you?
20.
And you're in school right now?
Yeah, I'm going to school to be a radiologist technician.
And you're doing this debt-free?
Yeah, yep.
And how much money do you have saved currently?
Minus my I have about 26 saved up.
$26,000 saved up, and you're trying to get a house?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Amazing. All because of the Dave Ramsey curriculum he did in high school. This kid's going places, people. He's going to be a millionaire in no time. Speaking of which, more of the show coming up.
sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good, and you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, this is the Dave Ramsey Show. It's where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. Sitting in for Dave Ramsey this hour, I'm Ken Coleman. I get to host the Ken Coleman Show on SiriusXM daily that leads into the Dave Ramsey Show. And I also get to hang out with one of my favorite people in the world a lot here on this show. He is the best-selling author of Retire Inspired, Chris Hogan, and soon to be the best-selling author of Everyday Millionaires. Chris, the day is here. It's finally here. This book goes on pre-sale, and we're going to have fun talking about it this hour and taking people's calls. But first, I want to say congratulations on this amazing adventure called Everyday Millionaires.
Well, thank you, Ken. I'm telling you, this was one of those things I didn't think the day would ever get here. You know, you circle the day on the calendar because you're doing all this work and all this stuff to the point to where you go, is it ever going to happen? And it's here.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited and can't wait for people to get the information.
Now, we're going to tell you a lot about it this hour. We've got some amazing deals so that you can pre-order it. I'll just get started with this one right here, but I'm so excited to talk about this book because this is more than a book. I'll reveal what that means momentarily, but I want folks to know as they're listening in right here on this hour that you can pre-order the book at chrishogan360.com or daveramsey.com for only $20. And you're going to get over $50 in free items when you buy the book. That's the Everyday Millionaires audiobook, the Everyday Millionaires ebook, a video lesson from Chris on how to retire inspired, and a video lesson from Dave Ramsey called It's Okay to Be Wealthy. And yes, it is. Speaking of wealthy people, Chris, I said just moments ago that this book is more than a book. This is the largest study of actual millionaires that has ever been done. 10,000 millionaires?
10,000, Ken. You know, when we do things around here,
that's incredible.
We don't go like just okay. And so we had looked out there and no one had really done anything of significance over 1,000. And so we said, you know what, let's reach out. So we reached out to our tribes, Ken. Dave reached out to his, I reached out to mine. And guess what? We have just so many people that are plugged into the message, that are doing things day in and day out the way that we teach. And so it's really not a surprise that we're able to get connected with over 10,000 millionaires.
Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the amazing findings in this study. Because, folks, I want you to grasp this. 10,000 millionaires, people who have gotten where many of you want to go. And here's one interesting thing. Clearly, across the board, Chris, the study revealed that your income, how much you actually make, or your background, so let's call it socioeconomic background, had nothing to do with them becoming millionaires. So that's a big truth.
That's a massive statement because most people immediately, Ken, will point to, well, I can't become a millionaire because I don't make X, Y, or Z dollar amount. And ultimately what we found is that it doesn't have anything to do with your income. It has nothing to do where you were born. I mean, we've talked to people all across the nation, people that are in, Wyoming, New York, LA, Florida, all over the place. And it had nothing to do with it. And so it blows that out of the water. So it's really one of those things where we're snatching excuses off the table. It's not about your income and it's not a matter of where you're from. It's about what you do.
Oh. All right, so let's help people do some great stuff. How about we go to Jim, who is on the line in Louisville, Kentucky. Jim, how can we help?
Hey, you got me there?
I got you, Jim. What's your question?
All right. Hey, well, thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
And, congratulations, Chris, on your new book there coming out.
Thank you, sir.
To get that. It's my first time calling. Me and my wife, we just have... we've been turned on to Dave Ramsey for a little bit. We've just now got serious about doing it. And I got my question is, I've got some money put back in an investment account. Part of it's in a Roth IRA, and part of it is in just an investment. Like you buy so many stocks and it draws interest depending on how good the stocks do. Not exactly sure what that's technically called. But my question is, do I need to sell all that and cancel all that out and take that money and pay towards my debt? Or should I just shut off the flow going to it and not put no money in it and pay my debt off that way? And then when the debt's paid off, I still got that plus whatever interest it's drawn.
Okay. Now, Jim, you have definitely been focused. Let me ask you this. What caused you to get serious?
Well, my aunt and uncle actually done their debt-free screen about a year ago. And he's been a big influence to me all my life. He was a truck driver when I was a kid, and I'm actually a truck driver now. He's kind of my childhood hero, I guess.
Yes, sir. Well, when you hear other people and you start to realize, hey, we can do this too. So I like that you're focused. The money that you have set aside, is this money for retirement or was this just an investment?
Well, part of it, I just now got it started in January. There's not a whole lot in there for retirement. We just put like $40 a month in there for the Roth IRA, and then the other one, it's just for investment.
Okay, all right. So here's what I would do, Jim. I'd cut off the flow to that, and let's start to get serious and attack the debt. Remember, we teach people to attack the debt with the debt snowball. List the debts out, smallest to biggest, and let's get focused. I don't want you to cash out the Roth IRA or anything like that, not at all. If you've set that money aside for your financial future, let's let that be there. Now, if you've got single stocks inside of that, that's risky. That's like going to Vegas. I want you to get connected with a SmartVestor Pro and start to walk through and understand your options. That's a lot of volatility. And all I mean by that is a lot of up and down. You want stable things. But to stabilize your future, let's take care of the present. And that's attacking debt and getting that out of your life.
Thanks for the call, Jim. All right, Chris, the new book is Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth. Throughout this hour, we'll be talking about some of the myths and truths that are revealed as a result of this study. 10,000 millionaires. Here's one. This is a myth that the study just completely blows up, and that is that wealthy people got lucky and made super risky investments. Not true?
Not true at all. This is a matter of being consistent. Right? Everybody associates luck. I mean, Ken, when we watch and we see things on TV, or you see someone that's doing well or has done well, we think, well, I mean, they're just lucky or they're just super talented.
Oh, for sure.
Right? But when it comes to dealing with money, and that might be the case on a sports field, but when it comes to money, it's the consistency that paid off. And you're going to hear that over and over in reading the stories in the book, because not only do we have the largest research study, we've got the stories of these people, where they came from, what they overcame to get where they are, and it's amazing. It's fantastic reading.
Do you think that we as humans think that wealthy people got there out of luck or just insane risk because we're not as disciplined as we should be, so we want to rationalize and go, oh, well, it had to be just some insane, stroke of risk or luck?
Well, Ken, you just come out swinging there.
Well, I just wonder if that's what we all think.
I think so. I think it's easier to rationalize why we're not somewhere and how somebody else got there when we can too. Yeah. We're going to show you how.
Oh, yeah. Coming up, more of the myths from the study, 10,000 millionaires. That Ramsey Solutions study for Everyday Millionaires. Chris Hogan's new book. We're excited. Pre-sale started today. ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com. You can get it today. Only $20 and a whole lot of goodies. More of your questions, more of the study coming right up. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
My name is Butch Malden.
I'm Carissa Garrison.
Monty Ray.
My name is Johanna Mitchell.
Dana Manettos.
My name is Perry Rush.
My name is Robin Hensley.
My name is Kendra Kurt.
My name is Andrea Hooten.
My name is Troy Hooten.
And I'm a single mother.
Financial Peace University prepared us for the storm.
And my story is a story of hope.
I'm proof that anybody can do this.
And because of Financial Peace, I no longer live in fear. I got my first credit card at a Green Bay Packer football game so that I could get the free t-shirt. And slowly I accumulated like 3 to 5 credit cards. We had
so much stuff.
We thought we could just spend what we wanted to.
Everything was fine, and I lost a job, and then I started living off of the credit cards.
So we started looking to our friends and watching what they were doing.
I fell into the trap that single parents often fall into, which is trying to buy things to make their children happy, to make up for what you may feel is your failure as a parent.
We enrolled in Financial Peace University.
The timing of our taking the class had been a part of God's provision for us.
I found out that my job would be going away. About 3 weeks later, Andrea found out that she too would lose her job.
We had our emergency fund built. We now know that we can make it, and we are going to come out of this storm on the other side.
Once I read Financial Peace, I realized I'm not going to have a problem with my education, and I'm not going to work a job that I hate.
I don't think I realized what the burden was until I heard someone else say that they were debt-free, and I could really hear the freedom and the joy in their voices.
We got out of debt. We paid $60,000 off in 2 years.
We own our house free and clear.
We have discovered a way to get out of the debt and get out of the stress through this Financial Peace University class.
This isn't something that has to hold me back anymore.
All you need to do is take the time, the energy, and have the confidence in yourself that you can do it. And don't give up.
One of the things that makes the Dave Ramsey Show unique from other shows is that we genuinely care about our listeners. That's why we're intentional about choosing advertisers that we know will serve our listeners well. Blinds.com is no exception. For years, I've been telling you how amazing these guys are. Blinds.com offers high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices, and their customer service is unbeatable. They make buying, measuring, and installing blinds fun, affordable, and shockingly easy. And if you accidentally mismeasure or pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. When you're looking for window blinds, the only place you need to go is Blinds.com. With Blinds.com, you get free samples, free shipping, and when you use the promo code Ramsey, you'll save even more. Take advantage of this week's special promotional offer when you go to Blinds.com and use the promo code Ramsey.
All right, so by now you all know that our brand new book, Everyday Millionaires, is now available for pre-sale. But what you may not know is that the vast majority of the millionaires that we researched and surveyed had gone through Financial Peace University. That was a big part of their journey. So I wanted to let you all know watching that you can get this today for just $119. This is the program, folks. You can't start building wealth until you become debt-free. That's a huge part of it. We've got 9 lessons in here that have changed millions of people's lives. We know it'll change yours too. Check it all out, DaveRamsey.com.
Welcome back, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by Chris Hogan this hour. We take your calls, 888-825-5225. We're also talking with Chris about his latest project, Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth. And how you can too. That's my favorite part of the subtitle. I like how you put a dash in there, you know. And oh, by the way,
you can too.
Yeah, that's really
right.
good.
Because you know me, Ken, I'm subtle.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I want people to know that it's possible. You know, this is the thing that this book really does, that it really breaks down the myths. It helps people understand the truth, and they can be able to see. And what I like toward the end, Ken, is that I focus on the characteristics of everyday millionaires. These are the things that you need to start to apply in your life so you can get there as well.
If you flip, and by the way, folks, I am holding a copy of it right now. It goes on pre-sale today. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later in this segment. But I'm holding one of the first copies. It goes on pre-sale today, as I said, but I flip over the back of the book, and if you're watching the video channel, look at that. Look at this guy. Handsome. Look at this guy. I mean, my goodness. Talk about millionaire. Millionaire smile right there on the cover. Here's what it says on the back, Chris, and I want you to expound on this because this is what makes this book powerful.
Okay.
revealing truths from the largest study of net worth millionaires ever. That's a lot of credibility.
Yeah.
How many millionaires?
Well, we talked to over 10,000, Ken. Okay, I know you're thinking, maybe, did he say 1,000? Did he say 2,000? No, 10,000. And what we wanted to do was to do the largest study that's ever been done. And we wanted to reach out and really make sure we were doing a few things. We talked to people from Dave's tribe, my tribe, but we also used a third-party source so we could get people from Whitespace. And what I mean by that is people out there that don't know of Dave and I at all, know nothing about us,
That's right.
but they're millionaires. And so what we wanted to do was to be able to look at the research in all kinds of ways, to look at the people that know of Dave and I, right, and the message we're talking about versus people that don't. Or, the cross-section, how to be able to compare. And so that's the research side that is shocking for people. Let me just say this, because when you see the statistics, you're going to go, oh, well, there's similarities. If they knew of Dave or Chris or not, there's some interesting things that millionaires are doing.
That's right.
And so to be able to pull all that together with our amazing research team, and let me take a minute and really brag on them because they're fantastic. Amy Warren, Tim Smith, and all the team out there did a fantastic job on this research. All the interviews that were conducted and the information that was gathered, it was exciting, Ken. It was exhausting as well as exciting.
Well, enlightening as well. Here's something that this study revealed, that a majority of millionaires never made six figures in a year. I think that, to me, was a bit surprising.
That's huge. Because we typically hear or we think of someone that's a millionaire, everybody automatically gives them a high six-figure income, right? Well, they must have, right? And
they're just stacking their money every month.
Right. And it goes back to this whole myth that you had to be lucky, right? You had to invent something. You had to create something in order to get there, and it's just not true. We're talking about people that have made a wide variety of incomes. One of the stories in there will shock you. I'm not even going to tell you about it because you got to read it.
Oh, I like that.
But in there, to hear this lady's income range over a 30-year period and what she was able to accomplish blew me away.
So you know what that does? You can hear Dave Ramsey laughing. It's the tortoise.
It is.
He loves the story of the tortoise, the hare. We all do. He talks about it all the time. But these men and women who are millionaires represent that story so well, the tortoise.
They really do. And when we hear of this and if we know the truth that it's not a high-paying salary, what it does is it removes the excuse that we have for why we're not hitting it. Because it's available. Coleman, listen to me. People tell me all the time, Chris, I think the American dream's dead. I don't think the American dream's available. And I'm going, what are you listening to? Where are you? Because I'm traveling across the country. I'm meeting people in airports. I've got people coming up to me in hotels, tapping me on the shoulder. One dude scared me half to death, right? But he leaned over and he goes, hey, I'm an everyday millionaire.
Oh, I love that.
And I just looking at him, I was like, dude, that's awesome. Gave him a big hug. Waitress looked at us funny, but it was okay because we're friends. And it's possible. The American dream is not only alive, it's well, and it's available to you if you make the decision.
And this book, Everyday Millionaires, has got 10,000 plus stories to prove it. Again, that's what I like here. Your first book, Retire Inspired, bestseller, Runaway, still does huge numbers. And it's phenomenal. But this is that type of book, but now you've got this study.
Yeah.
Folks, I want you to hear this. This is not Chris musing. Theorizing.
Right, no.
This is anecdotal. Excuse me, it's not anecdotal, rather. It's empirical research.
That is correct.
10,000 millionaires. This is unbelievable.
It is.
Let me ask you this. How soon into this book will readers go, I think Chris is right. I can't actually do this?
Oh, I think you get there very fast. The thing that really I think will motivate and get people excited, it's the stories.
Yeah.
It's the stories of people that have overcome some incredible odds. People that have come from, let me just say this, for the one gentleman story in there, from less than nothing. The young man that's living in a single family home with 7, 8 of his brothers and sisters in the house. And he talks about the day that he made the decision that he was going to have better for himself and his family one day. So it's one of those things where you look at it, it's almost like Rocky.
Yeah.
Over and over, because you have people that are battling against things, but they have their mission, the thing that's driving them, and that's what I love about the book.
How about Ann? $1 million net worth. This is from the book. I have been a single mom for 27 years and have built almost all my wealth during that time, even on one income. I did it through discipline and consistency and having a loving, caring family who convinced me I would make it through. I share that story, Chris, because again, here's a single mom. I know you have a heart for single moms out there. They're heroes.
Oh, yes.
And she did it.
She did. And it's one of those things where you look at it, Ken, even with a single income. You know, I especially have a heart for single moms. I came from a single mother family, and it's one of those things where looking at this, really starting to make decisions. And I think for anybody that's out there, I don't care who you are or where you come from, it's all a matter of where you're going. And so we have to be aware of this. But she said something that I really like, Ken. She's talking about the friends and family that supported her. And I think that's so important as well, that we have to cheer people on and know what people are trying to do and believe in them. An encouraging word can have an incredible impact on lives. We just have to deliver them.
Well, folks, I told you that we were going to tell you how you can get this book. It goes on pre-sale today. It's already out there. People are jumping on it. The book is Everyday Millionaires. You've been hearing Chris Hogan and I talk about that, how ordinary people built extraordinary wealth and how you can too. Again, Ann is just one of the stories. Coming up a little bit later, going to tell you about Ralph. I love this story. Sounds a lot like my dad. It's a really fun story. There's so many great stories from this study of 10,000 plus millionaires. Now, you can get it today. You can get it before everybody else because you're listening to the show. And you can get it at ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com for only $20. With that purchase, you're going to get over $50 in free bonus items, including the book, Everyday Millionaires, on audio. That means you get to hear Chris read it to you. Oh, boy. That'll inspire you. Then you get the Everyday Millionaires ebook. You're going to get a video lesson from Chris teaching on how to retire inspired, and a video lesson from Dave Ramsey entitled It's Okay to Be Wealthy. So again, those are the free goodies that you get for just buying the book now. Again, pre-ordering it for only $20, ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com. Now, coming up, we're going to get to your calls. 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Also, next segment, we're going to take on a few more of the myths that people have, Chris, about millionaires and what your study of over 10,000 millionaires actually said is the truth.
Yes, I want people to know the truth, Ken. No more lies, no more fibs. We're going to shoot people straight.
Well, you have done it, my friend. It's a blowtorch of truth with 10,000 millionaires going, hey, here's how I did it. And I love the subtitle, How Ordinary People Build Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. The book is Everyday Millionaires. He is Chris Hogan. I'm Ken Coleman, and you're listening to The Dave Ramsey Show.
My mortgage calculator up. I just kept it up on my computer at work. So every day I could look at it just to keep me motivated, to keep me going. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. By the time I got down to 2017, it was a small enough balance that I was getting excited. And I was able to post the last payment to my account on September 14th of 2017. And I'm old school. I mailed it. I mailed my payment. And I went to the post office. It was a Wednesday morning. And I looked up outside the post office, and the flag was blowing. And I thought, this is freedom. This is what true freedom feels like. And I just had this weight that was just lifted off of me. And after everything I'd been through and how hard I had fought, and 33 months of these extra payments, and I was done. I was finally done. And the next day I checked my account online, and the payment had posted. And I just stared at the balance being zero. It really was just surreal. I was excited, but it's like I couldn't quite grasp. I own my house. I don't have a house payment. There's not many people in America can say, I don't have a house payment. It was totally worth it at that point, and I'm done forever. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You know, people will tell me, yeah, but you don't have kids, you don't know what it's like. I don't have a double income household either. I don't make 40 grand a year either. I started at $8 an hour and was able to live and, you know, have a home. Got up to $10, $10.50 an hour, was able to buy a car with cash. And then, you know, at $26,000 take home, I paid off my house. I paid off more in that 33 months of being focused than I did the previous 12 years combined. It's just a matter of staying focused, setting your goals, and being willing to do whatever it takes to reach those goals. When I pay off my house, I was going to go to Disney World. I'm going to Disney World this year. I'm so excited. If I can get Mom to agree, I'm taking my parents, actually. When I started paying off my house, I thought, you know, maybe when I pay off my house, I can take them to Disney World. That would be fun. And I can't wait to take a debt-free trip to Disney World for a week, stay in the resorts there, and just spend the days having fun with no debt, completely free, enjoying life. It's going to be awesome.
I am live in the studio with Chris Hogan and Ken Coleman. And Chris, I want to ask you about the cover here. So Ken's asking all the hard questions. I just want to know, how many takes did it take you to get this photo?
Oh, it was a lot. I mean, there were a lot of photos taken. I had to change clothes a bunch.
A lot of outfit changes?
Not outfits, clothes.
Oh, that's right. I wear outfits, you wear clothes.
I wear outfits. Hogan wears clothes. But it was fun. I mean, there was a lot of photos. As you can imagine, a lot of makeup to cover up all that head.
You look great.
Well, I appreciate it.
Now, tell me this. In the photo shoot, you guys have a lot of fun in there. It's a fun environment. What is your favorite part of the whole book launch process?
I mean, of the book launch process, I think it's finally telling people about it, where you've been sitting on information and waiting and waiting. Yeah. I was telling them earlier, this is like the first day of school, so I can tell people about it, and now we can start moving forward.
Okay.
So that excites me.
Least favorite part?
I have to wait a while for people to actually get it.
Okay, it's the patience.
Because it's a pre-sale.
Yeah.
Right? So you order now, and then you'll get it when it comes out on January 7th.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to hit the road with you this fall. We're going to be telling a lot more people about it, traveling all over the country.
I didn't approve that. What do you mean?
You can't control that. I'm the MC of the events, and you have no control over that.
But George also has to carry your bag.
I have to carry Chris's bag. That's part of the deal. I'm a great carrier.
Hey, we are going to have fun on the road. You've done a great job with the Smart Money events.
Thank you.
But traveling around, letting people know, how do you start your millionaire journey?
Yep.
We're going to tell them when we get there.
Can't wait. Hey, more coming up with Chris.
We all have busy lives, I get it. But being busy doesn't mean you get a pass on maintaining one of the most expensive appliances in your home. I'm talking about your heating and air system. The simplest thing you can do to extend the life of your heating and air system is to replace your air filters regularly. That's why I'm a huge fan of FilterBuy.com. FilterBuy automatically sends any size replacement filters to your home or business when you need them. You can schedule them to arrive every month or every 3 months. It's up to you. It's so convenient. You never have to worry about finding the time to pick up air filters. FilterBuy.com is your one-stop filter shop for well-priced air filters in any size you need. Plus, they ship free within 24 hours. You can buy one or buy a bunch. And when you sign up for auto delivery, you get an extra 5% off. You literally set it and forget it. Get started today at FilterBuy.com.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show, where America comes caller after caller to have a conversation about their life and their money. I'm Ken Coleman, sitting in for Dave Ramsey this hour. Really thrilled to have my good pal Chris Hogan in studio as we take your calls. 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. The entire Ramsey Solutions organization celebrating the launch of the pre-sale of Chris's new book, Everyday Millionaires: How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. It is his new book. It's more than a book, folks. We've been talking about it all hour. The reality is, he and the team got together and said, let's go for the biggest study of millionaires in the history of the United States. Why don't we just say history of the world? Just sounds better. If I'm wrong, I can apologize on air later. But the reality is that, Chris, that's what makes this so special, is the empirical data that then informed what you write in the book. And it really is the back half of that subtitle, which is, and how you can too. That's what this book does. That's why we're so excited. And it is on sale today. You can pre-order it. Or not pre-order it, you order it. It's a pre-purchase. It's going to show up January 7th. $20. ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com.
Yeah, it is fantastic, Ken. I mean, I actually went into it, and you have these preconceived notions. Like, you think, okay, this is what I'm guessing, this is what I'm thinking. But being able to see the reality of what it was, the statistical breakdown, the statistics alone itself are just mind-boggling. It's one of those, where you're thumbing through and you're looking at it and you're going, wow, what percent of them did this and what percent did this? And so you see it, especially from the whole group, right? People aware of Dave and I, people that have no idea who we are, getting that cross-section. And so it's actually very pure data for you to get the facts and to know, okay, this is the reality. And so a lot of things shocked me. A lot of things were very eye-opening. Some things were confirmed, but it really boils down to just some basic steps and some basic things to be able to do. The first thing is to get started.
Oh, I like that. So we're going to unpack a little bit more of the book, some of the stories. That's what I love about this. When you go survey, you go that route. You get some great, not just data, but the stories that, of course, are the source of the data. So we'll get to a little bit more of that throughout this hour. We're going to get to your calls as well. 888-825-5225. Let's go to Daniel, who's on the line in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Daniel, how can we help?
Hey, Chris. Hey, Ken. Hey, I got a question about an IRA I've got.
Okay.
My IRA is currently earning 1.5%. So I asked about moving into a mutual fund. And they recommended a target date mutual fund for year 2050. And the one they recommended had a 9.7% 10-year average. Is the target date a good idea if I can find something with a little better interest rate?
Okay. Well, and looking at that, and again, Daniel, thank you for taking the time to call in. When you hear that date that they gave you of 2050, how old are you right now, my friend?
I'm 33.
Okay. And so, in looking at what age do you plan to retire?
Hopefully at 65.
Okay. All right. So you're looking at that. So you've got another 32 years, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you and I know that as you work hard and you get focused, you may eventually want some options to retire a little bit sooner, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And see, that's the thing about me. I don't want anybody trying to put a date on me. I don't want anybody trying to put limitations. And so what I would encourage you to do is definitely sit down with your investment professional, but let's start to talk about the growth. We've got to make sure, I mean, if you're investing in something right now and it's getting 1.5%, I mean, that's not outpacing inflation, which hovers around 3.5%. So we've got to have growth. So I'd say no on the target date funds. I would want you to look at growth stock mutual funds. Let's look at something that's going to give you growth. But remember, we diversify across those 4 different growth stock mutual funds because diversifying allows your money to be able to grow and it keeps you protected. So yeah, I would avoid the target date funds. Get plugged in with the SmartVestor Pro. Talk with them about your dreams. Talk with them about your goals. And more importantly, be focused on what it is you're trying to achieve. Thanks for the call, Daniel.
All right, folks, you're joining the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, sitting in for Dave this hour. We got Chris Hogan in here talking about his brand new book, Everyday Millionaires: How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. And again, we keep coming back to the idea of 10,000 plus millionaires from all across the country, all different backgrounds, different ages, different stories. And there are some truths that rang clear. Here's one that I found to be really fascinating. most millionaires have regular jobs. In other words, it wasn't doctors, big shot lawyers, professional athletes. They didn't make the top 5 professions. Specifically, doctors and athletes did not make the top 5 professions. I can't talk all of a sudden. So when you looked at the top 5 that millionaires existed in these professions, doctors, athletes, not there. I think most people, again, think that there's this special group of people in certain occupations, and they're the ones that are making all the money.
Right. Well, we talked about earlier, once you remove the idea that you have to have a high 6-figure income, then that's a wake-up call, right? Where you start to go, well, wait a minute. The only average had what? And we talk about that in the book. But now if it's not a high-powered position, now what people are starting to see is the truth. That it's not a matter of what your job is. It's not even a matter of your income level. It's going to boil down to the plan that you're working. It's going to boil down to those character qualities that I talk about toward the end of the book. That's the thing, kid. And so as you're walking through this, you're starting to understand the real truths, and you've got to make some decisions. And I actually, at the halfway point of the book, I get very direct with people because I tell them, you've got to make a decision about what it is you're going to do because you've read these stories, you've heard the truth, you know what people are doing. People that are in worse shape or people that had to climb out of a whole lot of debt to get there, they were able to do it because they decided.
Okay, so most millionaires have regular jobs. We just discussed that. Most millionaires, so these tie together, come from at or below middle class income levels.
Read that one more time.
I do, because I want to, you know where I'm going. Most millionaires come from at or below middle class income levels. Why is that?
Well, in the study and walking through it, being able to see and understand that, I think it's really a matter of a couple of things: work ethic and being focused. The money you come from, where you come from, has no determination on where you're going. Okay, I know people that have come from very, very wealthy families that didn't learn hard work or being able to be focused. And so guess what? They're not having much of an impact. But I also know people that came from below the poverty line that were loved, that did work hard, did have a work ethic, that have applied that in their lives. And so it's this, Ken. I don't care. People say, well, I was born at this place or born here or there, so I can't do it. No, that's not true. Because we've talked to millionaires from all over the country. Where you were born, the family you were born into, has no indication of what you're able to accomplish individually. And for a lot of people, that snatches some excuses off the table because you look at it and you go, I can't blame that anymore. It's actually, I've got to make some decisions for myself.
I love that you said one of the big reasons that folks at middle class or below is where most millionaires are coming from. It's focus, you said. And that means they've seen a future. We use the phrase desired future around here all the time. They see a future that they want so bad. It's hunger. Hunger is what drives the focus.
Oh, it really does. And when you make those kinds of decisions, now what you have to do is make your audio match your video, right? Like you're saying you want certain things. Now I've got to make sure my actions are matching up.
That's good.
And then what you have to do is not be deterred, right? Like life is going to happen. You're going to bump into all kinds of people. I was talking to my boys and I was explaining to them, I was like, listen, you may bump into somebody that is acting like they have no class. It doesn't mean you have to surrender yours, right? And stay aware, be on guard, be focused, and don't be deterred.
Yeah. Well, folks, it is a special day here. We are excited to release for pre-order today Chris Hogan's new book, Everyday Millionaires: How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com. You can get it for $20 today. Now it's going to show up magically, as they say, January 7th, but you're going to get $50 in free bonus items. That's the Everyday Millionaires audiobook read by Chris Hogan, the Everyday Millionaires ebook, and 2 video lessons, one from Chris Hogan and one from Dave Ramsey. Now, when we come back, I'm going to tell you about another fun cash giveaway. Are you kidding me? Chris Hogan's giving away cash? I'll tell you more about that and more on the new book coming right up. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
Step 1, $1,000 to start your emergency fund. Step 2, pay off all debt using the debt snowball. Step 3, 3 to 6 months of expenses in savings. Step 4. Invest 15% of household income in Roth IRAs and pre-tax retirement. Step 5. College funding for children. Step 6. Pay off house early. Step 7. Build wealth and give.
Hey folks, I'm Ken Coleman. You might know me from The Dave Ramsey Show or the Entree Leadership Podcast. Let me ask you a question. Do you dread going into work on Mondays? You're not alone. A recent Gallup poll found that nearly 70% of Americans hate their jobs. Life is way too short to walk through the week like a zombie. We all want to live a life of meaning, and I'm here to help. I'm really excited to announce my new radio show and podcast, The Ken Coleman Show. Over the years, I've had the privilege of interviewing leading business experts, athletes, entertainers, and politicians. Now, I'm here to share their success stories and struggles with you as we explore how to find your sweet spot, take a leap of faith, and maximize your potential. If you're looking to go from being stuck in a job you hate, floating through the week with no sense of purpose, to working in your strengths and unlocking your full potential, I invite you to join us on The Ken Coleman Show. So subscribe, tune in, and share with your friends and family.
One of the things that we've discovered is that people's lives are transformed not only by the inspiration to do it, but by knowledge.
You know my good friend Dave Savage out in Oregon. Dave developed a product several years ago called the Total Cost Analysis.
So you take like a 30-year and a 15-year and it shows you the comparison, and
exactly.
Boom, it's a no-brainer then.
Exactly. Also, we found a great product that is tied into the MLS. The product that we found provides you, our borrower, your caller, with complete access to every home listed in the MLS anywhere in America right now. And so
That's kind of amazing.
It is amazing. We provide it to our customers for free. They've got instant access to current information to help them make a really, really good decision. The only problem I have with it is I need to put my reading glasses on the phone to see it.
That's it.
Trying to meet as many Chris Hogan fans as I can. Tell me your name, young man.
Philip.
And you?
I'm Julie.
And you're related?
Yes, this is my son.
Very nice. Where are you from?
We're from Athens, Alabama.
Oh, very nice. Is this vacation or what?
Just headed up to Nashville for the day.
Okay. Well, that's the way to do it. We love when people stop by on their way. Now, do you tell me, what do you know about Chris Hogan?
I don't know.
He doesn't know much. Mom's got a lot to teach him about retirement. Well, how old are you?
8.
You're 8. He doesn't have to know about this stuff yet, but it doesn't hurt. I'll tell you that much. Well, we got more from Chris Hogan and Ken Coleman coming up on the Dave Ramsey Show. Appreciate you all watching. Say bye.
Bye.
Welcome back, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Thrilled to have you aboard. It is your show, America. 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. I'm Ken Coleman. I host the Ken Coleman Show on Sirius XM, leading into the Dave Ramsey Show, and I'm thrilled to be in studio today, this hour, with Chris Hogan. The whole team is celebrating as he and the team launch Everyday Millionaires, how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth, and how you can too. It is the follow-up to his best-selling book, Retire Inspired. And this book, well, it comes out of a study of over 10,000 millionaires. And pre-sale launched today. ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com. You can get it for only $20. And when you pre-order it today, you get it for, you'll get $50 in free stuff. That includes the audio book that Chris reads of Everyday Millionaires, the ebook of Everyday Millionaires, a video lesson from Chris on how to retire inspired, a video lesson from Dave Ramsey entitled It's Okay to Be Wealthy, and on top of all this, Chris, I'm going to let you take this away. You're giving away $5,500, $5,500 in cash to help folks fund their Roth IRA. and take that first step. What is this all about? Because there's two winners?
There will be two winners. So what we're trying to do is to get jump started. I want to help people to get on their millionaire journey as soon as possible. And oftentimes that little bit of jump start, that little push, that little lift can really help people move forward. And so it's a great opportunity, again, $5,500 in a Roth IRA for you to be able to get started. That money is going to start growing tax-free. So it gives you a great opportunity to have more money for the future.
So now they qualify by ordering the book. Is that right?
They got the details. I think you can order the book, or you can apply online by going to chrishogan360.com or daveramsey.com to be able to enter. And I was telling people, Ken, if you're part of our team, you're not eligible. Get off the computer.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's awkward. I'm going to have to close this window out here and focus on the show. Because, you said that's a little bit of a jumpstart. That's no little jumpstart. That's a nice push, my friend.
Well, it's a big push. And I think helping people to understand when you have a Roth IRA or anything Roth related, right, you're dealing with after-tax dollars. That means you've already paid the tax on this money. So for it to be able to grow tax-free, it's a great opportunity. But we just have to get disciplined to understand the value of this. And also, Ken, the two best friends of money, time and compound interest. It'll grow your money. We put it there. We know it. Let's identify it's for our dreams. It's not a down payment on a home. It's not on a vacation. It's not even an emergency fund, because we teach people to have 3 to 6 months of expenses tucked away. Now, this is money that you're calling, I call it your dream fund. It helps you to grow it. So great opportunity for people to be able to get jump started and to get this thing moving.
Okay, so the book itself is full of amazing stories that came out of the study. You're connecting with all these millionaires and learning from them how they got there. And there's just a few stories I want to highlight. We've talked about a few today. Here's another single mom. I'm going to read just a smidge of her story in the book. Sherry has $1.6 million in net worth. I raised 3 children as a single mom. I can remember not having enough money to buy groceries or to pay the electric bill. And despite those challenges, I had a tremendous work ethic and was determined to make a better life for my family. Hard work does pay off, and I am proof of that. I do not believe in or support a victim mentality in any way, shape, or form. My goodness, personal responsibility is jumping off the page here. Sherry is a rock star, Chris.
Sherry has walked through a very tough time in her life. Not a lot of people can identify with not being able to buy groceries or potentially having your lights cut off. I mean, Sherry had them cut off. And so when you go from that point to now at this point of where she's been focused, she's made some sacrifices, she's doing things right time after time. When you go from that point of being almost desperate, right, and destitute to now pulling yourself up, being focused and working a plan that works, no, I wouldn't expect her to be a person that's a proponent of the victim mentality. Because if she would have thought that way, if she would have thought everybody's against me, I can't get ahead, she would still be where she was. So the way she changed her thinking and then changed her actions helped her to change her result. Because again, tell everyone, what was her net worth?
$1.6 million.
And that's not an accident.
No.
That woman worked hard.
And here again is the theme that comes alive in the subtitle in the front of your book. You can do it too. If Sherry can do it, you can do it.
And that was one of the themes, Ken, as I was going through this. And again, looking at the research, because we all have this thing. We can say, well, I've had this happen in my life. And then you read the story and you go, oh my, they had that happen in their life, or they overcame that. You ultimately end up looking in the mirror.
That's right.
Right. I mean, that's you have to make some decisions about where you're going for yourself and your family. And so it's so encouraging because Sherry's story, Ralph's story, they're all kinds of, it's just so many of them.
I'm glad you mentioned Ralph.
Yes.
I haven't said anything about Ralph. You know these stories like the back of your hand.
Tell him
this
about
is new
Ralph.
to me.
Tell him.
This is great.
Tell him.
So I'm glad you mentioned Ralph. Ralph has $1.9 million in net worth. Now listen to his story. Started out 1969, newly married, owning 2 old suitcases and a $350 Volkswagen Beetle. Now, I own 2 homes and 4 cars, and we are debt-free. We pay cash for anything we wish, including cars. If we can't afford to pay for it in cash, we don't buy it. Chris, I have goosebumps reading that little story from his life. because he started out with absolutely nothing. And that's what I want people to get. He started out with, I mean, what do you think he was? I mean, I'll bet he didn't have more than couple $100 worth of stuff in the suitcases.
Yeah.
Then he had the $350 Beetle, which he's probably juicing that value. Probably wasn't even worth that much. You know, I mean, he didn't have anything.
No.
And look where he's at now.
Well, and it's again, it just goes back to the statement. It doesn't matter where you come from. It's about where you're going. And so it's that thing, Ken, of all the stories, the thing that I love is that at some point they made a decision and they got started. People were chasing something that mattered to them. And that's what I want other people to just start to read. And it's just eye-opening. You start to understand the reality of what it is and what you're doing.
All right. Now, I love books, and I love the table of contents.
Right.
Now, can I tease a little bit in here?
Yeah, no.
No, not at all. Not yet? Okay. All right. You gave me a look. Well, there's some good stuff in here.
Not yet.
Good stuff.
No, don't do it.
So here's the deal.
Don't do it.
Here's the deal, folks. You can get it now. It'll show up January the 7th. We've talked a lot about the book. I want to make sure I hit it one more time. If you're just joining us here on the Dave Ramsey Show, Chris Hogan and Ken Coleman sitting in this hour. Chris's new book is Everyday Millionaires: How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Do It Too. Now, here's the deal. 10,000 millionaires. They study these 10,000 millionaires. What did it take to get where you're at? What'd you do? It's in the book. It's going to show you how to do it. ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com. You can pre-order it today for only $20. You're going to get over $50 in free bonus items, the book itself, and most of the free stuff will show up January the 7th. A lot of goodies. Again, all the details at ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com. It really is going to change the way you think about the possibility of being a millionaire. Chris, next hour, tease it. You're coming up. I'm going to take off. You're going to jump in the chair, and we're having a millionaire hour. What is that going to be about?
An everyday millionaire theme hour,
good
Ken
point.
Coleman.
I missed the book title there. It's the Everyday Millionaire Hour.
So we're going to have an opportunity. We're going to talk to real everyday millionaires, and I'm going to walk through the questions. I want to know what their net worth is. I want to know their age. I want to know their GPA. I want to know their best income year and their worst, because I want people to understand everybody comes from all different walks of life. We've got to make some decisions about what we're chasing down and, more importantly, why it matters to us.
Why do an hour like this? What are our listeners going to hear when they hear you interview these everyday millionaires?
They're going to hear all types of people. People with GPA ranges from everywhere. Rarely do we get someone from an Ivy League school. We're listening and talking to everyday people that have built their wealth.
There it is, folks. He is Chris Hogan, the new book, Everyday Millionaires: How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. Go get it. You can pre-order it right now. ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com. I want to thank our producer, James Childs, our associate producer, Kelly Daniel. I want to thank you, Chris Hogan, and you, America, for listening. It is your show, and it is The Dave Ramsey Show.
Are high healthcare costs getting you down?
Are you confused trying to navigate the health insurance world?
Do you wish you could find an affordable, biblical solution to your healthcare costs?
Based on New Testament principles, Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, helps Christian families, churches, and businesses join together as the body of Christ to share their major healthcare costs.
As a CHM member, you can go to any doctor or hospital you prefer. You aren't bound by an approved healthcare provider list, and all treatment decisions are made between you and your doctor. No treatment approvals are ever part of the CHM experience.
For tens of thousands of Christians, CHM is a trusted, affordable, and biblical healthcare solution. And it can be the solution for you as well. Visit us online or call today to learn more about how we can serve your family, church, or business. Christian Healthcare Ministries, 1-800-791-6225.
chministries.org. Are high healthcare costs getting you down?
Are you confused?
Chris Hogan here. I've spent so much time on the road and talked with a lot of people. And the millionaire success stories that I run into might surprise you. You're going to get a glimpse into the life of a self-made millionaire. These folks are hard at work. You don't want to miss it, people. This is Everyday Millionaires.
We're here sitting at hopefully our forever home, enjoying the lake behind us. When we got married a little over 6.5 years ago, we had close to $800,000 in debt, and it's been quite the story, quite the ride to get here, quite the ride. I'm John. This is Cricket. We're the Allens.
I actually was the reason why we had so much debt. I got into no money down real estate and had mortgaged my former house with my husband that I was married to then, and we bought 15 rentals. So I ended up $850,000 in debt, and I did not know how I was possibly going to end up paying it off. And I had a life insurance policy, and there was a brief thought of committing suicide because at least some of the debt would be paid off, because I just didn't see how it could be possible that we could get out of the hole that I had created. I was at work one day and just had very little hope. I was very hopeless. I was at my bottom financially. One of my friends heard me, and he pulled me aside and he said, I'm teaching this thing at church. Actually, I don't even think he would have said church, because it would have made me run, because I was not going to church at that point. He said, it's Financial Peace University, and you might want to check it out. And I was desperate, and so I listened, because he had some hope. I grabbed hold of it like a life preserver, but part of grabbing hold of it was having to accept the fact that he was talking pretty frankly about Jesus and about Christianity. And I met God when I was probably 12 years old, and I turned my life over to Jesus, but I definitely wasn't walking a Christian lifestyle at all. If I hadn't been so desperate for help with the financial part, I probably would have walked away and would have been an unbeliever the rest of my life. God uses things for our good. And I honestly think he allowed me to fall on my face financially, because it caused me to come back to him. I got an extra job. I was working, I took one day off a month, and I just worked like a banshee. And John and I started dating, and by the time we got married, I had paid off everything except for the rentals.
Then here comes John, and we get married, and I bring another $250,000 into the marriage. So we jump back up to almost $800,000 again in debt.
Yeah.
Every penny that was left over went to debt. It would be $425.32 would go to debt.
And we lived very frugally. We didn't have cable for 5 years.
Yeah.
And we have cars that are both 10 years old. And went on camping trips. We tried to figure out ways that we could enjoy ourselves frugally. So we worked really hard, and it was so refreshing to have someone who was on the same page, because we paid $1,014,000 in debt in exactly 7 years. It's just like a marathon. We just kept on going and going. And one day we looked up and we were there. He had talked about wanting to live on the lake the whole time we've known each other.
Missions is a big part of my family history. Having a place that we could give them a place to come and take a week, 2 weeks, and be able just to have a place that they could come back and really enjoy like that. So it's a pretty big deal to be able to do that.
So here I hear this dream, and I'm like, there is no way that we're going to be able to afford a house that would accommodate basically two families. But we did it. We got out of debt, and
here we are.
And here we are.
Hanging out here in the control room with producer James Childs. Now, James, I follow you on Instagram at James Childs. Give him a follow there. Thanks. And you went for a little late night drive last night. Is that something you like to do?
I do love a good joyride for no reason, just listening to music and just exploring around the city.
Yeah. That explains the bags under the eyes. A little sleepy today.
A little bit.
We'll take it. It's a fun day. Chris Hogan's book launch. Go follow him at James Childs. Let him know George sent you.
Thanks, George.
Sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good, and you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, this is the Dave Ramsey Show, where your money and your life are the focus. I'm Chris Hogan sitting in for Dave, and I'm excited to be with you because what we're going to do is focus this hour on everyday millionaires. That's right. We're going to have an everyday millionaire hour. So if you are a net worth millionaire, if you have $1 million net worth or more, we want to hear from you. So please give us a call. The number to call is 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. Now, let me define net worth millionaire. It doesn't mean that you make $1 million. You don't have to have an income of $1 million. That's not what that means. I want you to look at all your assets that you own and subtract out what you owe. And if that end number puts you over $1 million, then I definitely want to hear from you. Now, I don't care how you got the million, okay? You could have invented something. You could have invested a certain way. It just matters that you've arrived there. I'd love to hear from you if you are an everyday millionaire. Again, the number to call is 888-825-5225. Now, I know you're out there because I'm bumping into you everyday millionaires as I travel. I bumped into someone in the airport in Seattle just a couple of weeks ago. Prior to that, I was in LA and bumped into one at a rental car place. So I know you're out there and I know you're listening. I'd love to hear from you because hardworking people that have stayed focused, they understand their goal and what it is they're trying to accomplish. It's not an accident. And I want people out there to hear me. America, the dream is still available. The American dream is available. And contrary to what you hear on the news, I want you to understand it's available and you can still do it. So we're so excited. And this is a special Everyday Millionaire Theme Hour because today is the day that we have launched pre-sale of my newest book, Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. And so we're going to jump on the phone lines and I want to be able to talk to these everyday millionaires and I want to find out what they did and how they did it. First up, I've got Larry. Larry on the line. How are you, sir?
Hi, Chris. This is Larry and my wife, Deb.
Well, good to meet you. Hello there. Hello. Well, I'm excited. Thank you all for taking the time to call in. Tell me, what's your net worth?
Actually, so just a little south of $2 million, not by much. If you include personal possessions, it's well over that. But
okay.
We don't let the personal possessions part of net worth.
All right. All right. And tell me this. So what is the mix of that 1.9?
Okay. About 40% is in low-cost index funds and equities and bonds.
Mm-hmm.
About 40% each in real estate and CDs, which I treat as a cash reserve.
Okay. And where's the other 20%?
Well, 40% in bonds and equities, and then 30 in real estate and 30 in CDs.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. And tell me this. Are you all working with an investment professional?
We have an advisor via Vanguard. So we don't work one-on-one, but he's there if we have questions.
Okay. And tell me this, your income. Tell me your worst income year and your best income year.
Well, we've been pretty lucky. We haven't had any real downs. We started out in the late 70s. Both of us probably combined around 25,000 in then current dollars.
Okay.
And we finished up right around 165 to 170 annually. So
Okay.
we never had any real serious dips.
Okay, all right. And did you inherit any money?
Yeah, about 45% of that $2 million was inherited here in the last few years, but we were to the $1 million mark on our own before that. So.
Okay, gotcha. And what are your ages?
65.
And I'm 65.
I could hear him looking at you to see if he was allowed to say anything, so that's a well-trained husband.
The only good thing is that you're paying into our Medicare and Social Security, so we're getting some of your money.
Okay, so what were you all's careers when you were working?
Okay, I followed the scientific engineering path.
Okay.
And I graduated with a degree in education, K through 8.
Okay.
I spent a couple years teaching, but the majority of my years working has been spent in human resources.
Gotcha. And both of you, do you both have college degrees?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall your GPAs?
Well, Chris, I hate to say it. Yes, I do. My undergraduate was 2.65 because my first 2 years I was a jock. And then I got serious in the last 2 years, and I ended up with a 3.75 in my major.
All right. And what about you, ma'am?
And my GPA was 3.3.
3.3.
Yeah.
And
I was not a jock.
Okay. Do you all, as a household, do any giving?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The majority of during our working careers, we were involved in several different donations to organizations through our employment and then personally. But since our retirement, we are supporting some underprivileged children's efforts, and we also have money going towards animals, whether it be a rescue, an adoption center.
Wow.
And then we volunteer as well, but because of some unknowns regarding health care and inflation and extended care situation, not because of anything we know now, but we just don't know what the future might bring health-wise. We have to keep that in mind as well.
That is
what
correct.
We're doing is 100% is now going to be going into a state trust to support family educations, underprivileged youth, animals, and this one.
That's fantastic. As you look at this, I'm curious, how much TV on average do you all watch a week?
Chris, I have to say for me, because of my activities and volunteer commitments, I probably watch an hour of TV a day.
Okay. All right. And what about you, sir?
I'll probably average an hour a day, but what I do is I don't sit and watch it. I'll have a baseball game or golf or financial news while I'm exercising or doing other things.
Yeah. As you all look back on where you are, because it's not an accident that you've arrived here. You've been very, very focused. What advice would you all give to the 25-year-old you?
Okay, I'll lead off on this. I gave some thought to that. What we did, I'd love to tell you a really exciting entrepreneurial venture that we did. We bet the farm and almost lost it, but ours was incredibly boring and simple. And what we did was every year, we probably averaged at least 15% doing dollar cost averaging into 401ks and IRAs, and also building equity in houses.
That is fantastic, Larry. Thank you so much for taking the time to call in. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
she started out with basically a financial journal.
This is the second book
book two.
I filled, and
Book 2.
and I got a pretty one because I knew that I was going to be doing it every month for a long time, and I would write down what we owed, each one of them line item, what we owed, and here's what the balances of our checking account, the balances of our savings account, our emergency fund.
It was like a celebration every single month. And you're seeing this debt slowly going down, and then you could see the net worth slowly going up.
I keep on going back to the word hope. It just re-energized me every month to be able to see, okay, we're doing it. It's happening. It's that baby steps, plodding up a mountain that we're getting to see that we're getting somewhere, that we can look back and we can see that we actually are getting somewhere.
We got down to that last final month, and we had one check to write. This was to pay off our personal residence. So it was to be debt-free, including our house. And we wrote that last check, and we had the Christmas tree up in the background. We did a little video, and we took a big old chain I had, and we put it around us. We did a personal debt-free screen. The chains are gone, and that was a pretty thrilling moment to be able to do that.
I have to admit, I'm not a fan of dental insurance. Very seldom does it pay off. Yet I understand that just one dental emergency can blow your budget quickly. And the truth is, no matter how expensive dentist visits can be, you have to take care of your teeth. That's why I am a fan of OneDental.com. OneDental.com helps you save at the dentist immediately with an everyday low price. It's like a Costco membership. You pay a little to join, but you save big every time you use it. Plus, you can choose from tens of thousands of dentists all across the country. And unlike dental insurance, pre-existing conditions are accepted. There are no waiting periods, no maximums, no claim forms, and no deductibles. It even includes orthodontics for kids and adults. In fact, I have team members who have saved over $1,000 for one procedure. Start saving today at OneDental.com.
Now, I told you about the amazing pre-order bonuses we're going to get you when you spend $20 to get Chris's new book. But what I didn't tell you about was a new giveaway we have that is coinciding with this. It's the Millionaire Kickstarter giveaway. Here's how it works. We're going to give 2 people $5,500 cash to fully fund their Roth IRA and get them on the path to becoming a millionaire. You can enter at DaveRamsey.com. And while you're at it, go ahead and pre-order the book. It's $20, but you're going to get $50 worth of stuff, including the ebook, the audiobook, and 2 video lessons. And who doesn't want to hear Chris Hogan reading to them? That's the way I read. Go get it all, DaveRamsey.com.
Hello, America. You are listening to The Dave Ramsey Show. I am Chris Hogan filling in for Dave, and we are having a special hour, an Everyday Millionaire theme hour, where we're talking to individuals all across the country that have walked through the process and they have achieved a net worth of $1 million or more. Now, again, let me remind you, this does not mean that you have $1 million income. No, it doesn't mean that you're making $1 million a year. Not at all. This means you have a net worth. What you owe minus what you own minus what you owe equals $1 million. If so, we want to hear from you. Give us a call. The number to call is 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. Well, I'm going back to the phones because that's what we do. And I've got Shondell in Atlanta, Georgia. Shondell, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am focused and not finished. It's good to hear from you. So tell me, what's your net worth?
It's just over 1.1 million.
That is fantastic. And how is that broken down?
So about $700,000 in real estate. That includes our home that we live in, and we have a few rental properties.
Okay.
All paid for. And then about $300,000 in retirement and $125,000 in cash, vehicles, and mutual funds.
All right. And are you working with an investment professional?
I used to, but not right now.
Okay. All right. Used to. And tell me this. What was your best income year and what was your worst?
Oh, well, I started working when I was 12, so probably a couple $100 a month.
Okay. All right.
And, the top would be $215,000.
Gotcha. And did you inherit any of this?
I wish. Do you know anyone who's giving away money?
I like you. That's right. Okay, so tell me your ages.
Pardon me?
Your ages?
I'm 38. My husband's 40.
All right. And what's your career field?
We're self-employed, actually.
Okay. Very good. Both of you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And do you all go to college?
We did. We both have degrees.
Okay. And what was your degree in?
Marketing.
Marketing.
With a minor in HR.
Okay. For both of you?
No, my husband did he's an electrical technician, so that was his field of study.
Gotcha. And do you all remember your GPAs?
Mine was 3.2. He's a little smarter. His was probably 3.7.
Okay. All right. And do you all as a household do any giving?
We do. We actually tithe at our church.
Okay. Very good. And how much?
Some anonymous giving.
What's that?
No, I was just saying we also do some anonymous giving as well.
That is fun. That's good to hear. And on average, how much TV do you all watch per week?
My husband doesn't really watch any TV. I probably watch maybe 3 hours.
Okay.
4.
All right.
I don't
Very
watch
good.
a lot of television.
Yeah. And, I mean, look at this. Do you all read? Are you readers? How many books a month do you read?
Oh, yeah. I read about a book a week.
Oh, wow.
So about 4 a month. My husband always reads, so he probably does maybe 2 a week.
Okay. Wow. So big readers. Shondell, you obviously, you all are self-made, you're focused, you've done things. When people tell you that it's not possible to build wealth in America today, what do you say to that?
I say it's definitely possible. It's just, there's so many distractions. So, I can understand why people think that it is difficult. But once you set a plan and you just focus on it, I definitely don't think it's hard. One of the big things that we did, and we continue to do, we don't live on more than 50% of our income. And we got out of debt really, really early. So we have absolutely no debt. So I think those are two really big contributing factors to us building wealth earlier than later. It's definitely possible. If I can do it, I'm just the average person. If I can do it, anyone else can do it.
That is fantastic. Well, listen, congratulations, and thank you all for calling in. Again, Shondell hits the nail on the head. Getting out of debt early, being clear, but her and her husband are living on less than they make. So now it's a matter of staying in control. Absolutely love it. Congratulations, you all, and thank you for calling in. I'm going to stay on the phones here. I've got Darren up in Boulder, Colorado. Darren, how are you?
Good, Chris. How are you doing?
Oh,
Honored to speak with you.
Yes, I'm focused and not finished, my friend. So tell me, what is your net worth?
So I'm a relatively new member of the Everyday Millionaire Club. My wife and I crossed that threshold probably late last year, and right now our net worth is right around $1.1 million.
Fantastic. And what is that consisted of? Break that down for me.
So the bulk of it is in my retirement accounts. I have a 401k, a couple of Roth IRAs, and a rollover IRA. Those total about $630,000. Then my house, that's worth about $520,000, and then I have another $50,000 in savings, mostly my emergency fund.
Very good. And are you working with an investment professional at all?
I haven't been. I'm to the point now I have enough net worth that I think it'd probably be worth it. And I've been interviewing a few recently, but I haven't decided on one. So until now, I haven't been.
Okay. All right. And what was your worst income year and your best income year as a household?
So I got married while I was still going to school, and I think that first year, we were making probably $20,000 or less.
Okay.
And my best income year is probably around 170.
Okay, very good. And did you inherit any of the money?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, all right. And what are your ages?
So I am 45, and my wife is 43.
Okay. And what is your careers?
So I'm an electrical engineer. I work for a computer software company. And my wife, she has a hard job. She stays at home and raises the kids.
She's a domestic engineer.
Exactly.
All right. And did you go to college? Do you have degrees?
I did. So I've got a master's degree in electrical engineering.
Okay.
My wife, she didn't get a degree.
Okay. And do you remember your GPA?
I think you're the first person to ask me that since my first job out of college, so I had to go look it up. But it was about a 3.3, my undergraduate degree.
All right. And do you all do any giving as a household?
Yeah, we do tithes to our church and offerings. Now, I am still working the baby steps a little bit. I do have a little bit of a mortgage left over, so I'm focusing on that. And my goal is, after hammering that out and get to baby step 7, I hope to really be able to build wealth and give generously. So that's one of my goals.
Very good, sir. And how much TV on average do you all watch a week?
Not much. I occasionally sit down and watch the news a little bit. Every once in a while we have a family movie night, but I'm guessing I might watch 3 hours a week or something like that.
Okay, very good. And looking back on it, Darren, I mean, obviously you're very focused on what you're doing. What advice would you give to the 25-year-old you?
Well, I didn't really start down this path, and I felt like I got a late start. I did some dumb things. After I got out of school, I bought a new car. I had my first job and my first real paycheck. And, I don't regret necessarily buying that because it really taught me a lesson. I was probably too stubborn to learn any other way. I just got fed up of being broke and living paycheck to paycheck, so I paid that off and vowed never to have a car payment again. But if I could go back and, tell myself not to buy that new truck, I'd probably do that. It's a lot less painful to learn from someone else's mistakes than it is to make those mistakes yourself.
Yes.
So that, and then the other thing is just, get started early. Like I said, I really didn't start on this path till maybe I was 35. If I would have started 10 years earlier, I often think, where I'd be today if I didn't put it off. So, get started early and, just focus.
You're absolutely right, Darren. Thank you so much for taking the time to call in. Again, talking to an everyday millionaire out of Colorado. But his piece of advice is great wisdom, that if he could go back, he wished he would have gotten started earlier, and he wished he would have avoided some car mistakes, making the decision and going after a new car. Again, hindsight is always 20/20, my friends. We want to be crystal clear. Know where you are, but be crystal clear on where you're going. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
We're investing in our 401ks. Having a little bit of money going in there, just over time, constantly over time, and allowing that money to work. And we didn't have to work to make that money work. We worked terribly hard. When there was renovations to be done on a house, we got in there. We'd work 9 to 5 and 5 to 9. So it was, we did. We just continued to plow into using our abilities and our skills to reduce any kind of expenses, to make those improvements. We sold some of the rental properties.
We have 9 rentals. It's not just the stocks that we have in the 401k, and it's not just our income, and it's not just that we work hard, but we also have these paid off houses that somebody else is enjoying living those houses and giving us, $500 to $800 a month in exchange for us to let them stay there. And it's not just any one thing that really has helped us get here. one of my goals was to be able to meet Dave and to thank him, because we didn't just pay off $1 million. I came back to Christ, you know? And you know, I do have peace, and it's not just the financial peace. So it truly has been life-changing. It's not just financial, it truly is life-changing. So.
Having this vision of where you want to go, and I would bring up ever since we were together about having this house on a lake, and keeping that in front of me was a big part of why I stayed and was able to stay committed to paying off every month, even down to the penny of what was left over. Here we are sitting on the lake and in a house that we can use to bless others with. We're over $1 million in net worth, and we laugh and talk about the fact that, you know, if it's possible and we want to get there, then let's go for 2.
You know, our cup truly is running over, and it's allowing us to not only have enough for ourselves, for our family, we can truly bless so many other people because we have enough. And had we not gotten out of debt, then it would have been harder to be able to give. But we truly can give with an open hand now because we know we're going to be okay. 8 years ago, I personally owed almost $750,000 in debt. And I was totally hopeless. And through this program, 8 years later, John and I now have a net worth of $1.7 million. And hope is real. It really is.
So this is what Winston and I do. Every Sunday afternoon, we sit down and we look at our calendar for the week. So we go through every single night. We say, okay, what do we have? Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. And then from there, we say, okay, we're having friends over, on Thursday nights, or we're going to go out to eat on Tuesday night. And this is great because you're actually communicating with your spouse, if you're married, about what's going on for the week. So we figure out what nights we're actually going to cook at home. So then we say, okay, we have these nights available. What do we want to make? And then we write down our meals for each night that we're home. Then we go check the pantry and we say, okay, we're going to make chicken Alfredo on Tuesday night. Do we have the noodles? Do we have the chicken? Like, what do we need to buy at the grocery store that we don't already have? And then from there, we write down our grocery list of everything that we want to buy at the grocery store that week for what we need to fix those meals.
You know, hard work is in the DNA of this company. But if there's one thing that I've learned through the years, it's that hard work isn't enough. You have to learn to work smarter. And that's why I love ZipRecruiter. Their easy-to-use platform helps you find qualified people fast. Here's how it works. Their powerful matching technology scans millions of resumes and job seeker profiles on ZipRecruiter and across its network of 100 plus job boards to find the people with the right experience. And then it actively invites them to apply to your job. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights the top candidates so you never miss a great match. It's so effective that 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. It's results like that make ZipRecruiter the highest rated hiring site in America. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Dave. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hope you're enjoying this special show with Chris Hogan. Now, I want to let you all know you can meet Chris on the road, and what they don't tell you is you can meet me as well. We're headed to Charlotte, North Carolina on September 20th. We are headed to San Francisco on October 2nd. We have our Smart Conference event on October 13th, another Smart Money event in Minneapolis on October 29th, an Entree Leadership event November 9th, and a Smart Money event with Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan November 15th in San Antonio, Texas. If you're near one of those cities, come see us.
Hello, America. You are listening to The Dave Ramsey Show. I am Chris Hogan, filling in for Dave. We've been talking about Everyday Millionaire Theme Hours, talking to them, and we're going to go back to the phones and talk to them some more. We've got callers waiting. If you are an everyday millionaire, I want to hear from you. Give us a call at 888-825-5225. But I want to tell you about something exciting. We launched today the pre-sale of my second book, Everyday Millionaires: How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. And so we're very, very excited about this. And for $20, you can get the pre-sale of the book, but you also get $50 worth of bonus materials. And with that, I mean, you're going to get the audio book. You're going to get the ebook. You're going to get a video lesson from me telling you how to retire inspired. You're also going to get a video lesson from Dave talking about it's okay to be wealthy. So that's an opportunity. But let me tell you about a bundle that we're doing. This is an opportunity for you to be able to get Dave's #1 program, Financial Peace University. Now, you've got an opportunity to do something unprecedented, to be able to get Financial Peace University, that program, and my book for only $129. Now, again, unprecedented. Great opportunity for you to be able to start your millionaire journey for $129. And so all you have to do is go to chrishogan360.com or go to daveramsey.com to be able to get this bundle today. Now, again, keep in mind, for the $129, you're getting the Financial Peace University program, you're getting my book plus the $50 worth of bonus materials. Again, great opportunity for you to not only get started and know what you're doing, but to be focused and have a plan on how to get there. Again, that's the option, and that's a great opportunity for you out there listening. Again, you pre-order the book, pre-order it today, get it situated. The book will arrive in January when we release it, and it's a great opportunity. So again, get started. I'm going back to the phones, talking to Everyday Millionaires. I've got Tina on the line from New Hampshire. Tina, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, Chris. Thank you.
Yes. So tell me, what is your net worth?
Our net worth is just over 1.5.
Fantastic. And how's that broken out?
That's broken out. We own our home and 2 investment properties.
Mm-hmm.
So that's valued about 1.1, and then we owe 400. So
okay,
we have a net there of about 700.
All right. And have you ever worked with an investment professional?
Yes, I'm actually working with Smart Investor Pro right now.
Okay, very good.
On your website.
Yes, ma'am. And as a household, tell me your worst income year and your best income year.
Our worst income year was when we first got married. My husband and I made less than $7,500 combined.
Oh, in a year?
In a year.
Oh, wow.
He worked in ministry.
Okay.
And they paid you what you needed, and we didn't need a lot. So he made about $3,500 that year, and I made about $4,000.
Wow! And
that was that was in 1983.
Okay, all right. And what was your best income year as a household?
The best income year was last year. We made just over $200.
Okay, very good. And did you all inherit any money?
No.
Okay.
No. Our parents, when we bought our first home in 1996, we saved enough to buy the home, and then my parents gave us $20,000 as a kind of a surprise, so we were able to put that as a down payment and avoid PMI.
Okay.
So 1996 was really when we started our wealth. And it took that magical 17 years. I think, is it you that talk about that 17 years to become a millionaire?
Yes.
That's exactly what it took.
Wow. Okay, that is great to hear. And tell me your ages.
I'm 59. My husband's 62.
Okay. And what career? So is your husband still in ministry, or has he changed?
He is now, he, in 96, he got a secular job, and that first year he made $60,000, and so really that was the beginning of our wealth.
Yeah. What career field was he in?
He's a regional director. He just manages people all day.
Gotcha. And what is your career field?
My career, I was a stay-at-home mom for all those years, and then I started to prepare tax returns about 20 years ago.
Okay.
So I just make about $20,000 during the tax season, and we've never relied on my income, so we don't live on my income.
Yes, ma'am.
That all goes into savings, and then at the end of the tax season, if we need a new car, we use that money. If we need to, if we want another down payment for an investment property or something, we use that.
Okay.
My husband gets paid bonus money, so he only takes home about $6,000 a month. So that's really what we live on.
Right.
And we've done that for many, many, many years. And then the extra money is bonus money, or it's my income, or it's restricted stock that came vested.
Okay, very good. Now, did you all go to college? Do you have degrees?
My husband's degree is in theology.
Okay.
He got his master's in theology, and I do not have college education.
Okay, and do you remember what his GPA was or could have been?
It was right up there around 4.0, right at the top.
Very good. And do you all do any giving as a household?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right.
We do. Our goal is 10%, and then some. It depends where the need is the greatest.
Okay, very good. And looking at this, when you hear, people talking about it's impossible to build wealth in America today, when you hear that, what do you think?
Oh, it's absolutely possible to build wealth, and my kids will tell you, we have the slushy years, and those are the years when we couldn't even afford to get our kids slushies, and so if they hear the word slushy, that's what comes to mind to them. Mom and Dad couldn't afford slushies, and then once we started to be able to build that wealth, those became the Cheez-It years, because whenever my husband got a bonus, he would give the kids a piece of that bonus. And
Tina,
so that's
Tina, listen, are you saying slushies?
Slushy, like the kind you get at the convenience store?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Slushies.
All right.
Yeah,
very
we
good.
couldn't afford. They were about $1.50, and we just couldn't afford two slushies.
No. I get it.
Was,
It was out of the budget. It was one of those things you couldn't afford to do.
Could not afford it.
Yes, but you've done it. Thank you so much for taking the time to call in, Tina. I have to tell you all, I didn't know what she was saying. I thought it was maybe slushies, but then I thought it was some other word. I didn't know. So anyway, Tina, thank you for calling in. It's fantastic what you and your husband have accomplished working together, being very, very focused, and I love to hear these stories because, again, it's not an accident. It's people that have been focused and zeroed in, and they've chased down what they're looking for. Next up, I've got Wyatt calling in from Redding, California. Wyatt, how are you?
Good. How are you, Chris?
I'm focused and not finished, my friend. Excited to talk with you. Tell me, what is your net worth?
About $1.7 million.
1.7, and how is that broken down?
I would say it's mostly real estate. Our main home, and then we've purchased smaller rentals and used those, and then taken the payments from those, saved them, and then bought another one and compiled those over about a period of about 15 years.
Okay. All right. And have you all ever worked with an investment professional?
I have slightly. We have two pension funds also that are about $200,000 combined.
Okay.
We both work for the government, so I retired with a pension, and my wife will retire in about a year and a half.
All right. Hey, listen, I'm going to ask you to hold on the line because I'm going to come back and talk to you after the break because I want to know about this real estate stuff. What has he done? Net worth of 1.7? I want to know how he did it, what he walked through. So stay tuned. You're listening to The Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, George Camel here. Today I'm talking with Dave Ramsey's top real estate agents to figure out some stuff about homes. Hey guys, I'm here with Adam from Phoenix. He is a very talented real estate agent, and I want to ask him some questions about real estate. So here we go. Now I see these signs everywhere I go. It says for sale by owner, and it sounds like people are doing this to save some money, to save a buck. So why are they doing that and not working with an agent? What is the value of even working with an agent if I can work around them?
We found that a lot of for sale by owners just had a bad experience with realtors, or they feel like they could do it on their own. The problem is the marketing that they're limited to doesn't allow them to see all the buyers and bring potentially more offers to the table, especially in a seller's market where they can receive multiple offers just through the marketing that a good realtor will do on the home.
So they're missing out on all kinds of opportunities and people that may not even know their house is for sale because they just got a sign in their yard.
Absolutely, yeah. Unless there's not really a good way to find a for sale by owner unless you find a realtor, because they need to be on the MLS in order to find the right houses.
So you guys have access to a super secret website that gets it everywhere.
It's kind of super secret, but yeah, that's for the most part on the MLS is the way to
playing it cool. Adam's playing it cool, but it is very super secret, guys. Good luck Googling it. If you want to work with a real estate agent you can trust, you can find one at DaveRamsey.com/ELP.
Hey guys, it's Rachel Cruz. Cable and satellite bills are the worst. Many plans are overpriced, have hidden fees, and force you to argue with someone over the phone just to keep your rates from going up. Now here's the truth. Whether you're paying off debt or saving for your emergency fund, it helps to think creatively for ways for you to save money each month. And ditching cable is a great place to start. But don't worry, you don't actually have to sacrifice your favorite network TV shows just to boost your budget. Get a Marathon HD TV antenna by Free Signal TV. The Marathon Whole House antenna brings powerful and reliable long-distance TV signals into your home in stunning HD quality. In fact, it generates a signal so strong that it can power 4 or more televisions in your home. So no more paying for extra cable boxes either. It's super easy to set up and get started. Plus, you'll start saving immediately because it's only a one-time purchase that's less than the typical cable bill with no monthly fees or contracts. Go to freesignal.tv and use code Rachel at checkouts for a special free shipping discount. Get your Marathon antenna today and start saving with Free Signal TV.
The man himself, Chris Hogan, behind me, meeting folks, signing books, all that good stuff. We're so excited about his new book, Everyday Millionaires. If you didn't hear, if you've been living under a rock, it's available for pre-order right now. ChrisHogan360.com or DaveRamsey.com. $20 gets you $50 worth of stuff, including ebook and audiobook. Want to appreciate you all watching today so very much. We're live in hour 3 tomorrow with Ken Coleman and Rachel Cruz. We'll see you then.
America, you are listening to The Dave Ramsey Show. I am Chris Hogan, filling in for Dave. We're having an Everyday Millionaires theme hour, and I was on the phone with Wyatt before we stopped for the break, and we were talking. He's got a net worth of $1.7 million, focused in real estate. He has worked with an investment professional. And Wyatt, I'm just curious, what was your worst income year and your best income year?
Probably my worst income year was probably about $45,000.
Okay.
And my best would have been about $185,000.
Fantastic. Did you inherit any of this money?
I inherited between about $250,000.
Okay. And how long ago did you get that?
Oh, probably the last 3 to 4 years.
Okay. All right. So you were a millionaire prior to that. What is your age?
I'm 60. I'm 62. My wife is 53.
All right. And what are the careers you all have worked, or your primary career?
My primary career, I went back to college when I was 40. Got tired of working as a hard labor and became a building inspector, a building official.
Okay.
I've got a AS degree.
Okay. And what about your wife?
My wife's got 2 AA degrees in business and finances. She works for the state as an auditor.
Okay, gotcha. And do you remember your GPA, Wyatt?
My GPA was about 3.8.
Okay. And what about your wife?
I'm not sure, but knowing her, it was about a 4.
Okay, all right. And do you all do any giving as a household?
Yes, we do. Most of our giving is mostly private events or personal contact people that are in need.
Okay. And how much TV on average do you all watch in a given week?
Probably, I'm thinking 8 to 10 hours a week.
Okay. And do you
Mostly
all...
that's background music.
Okay, good. And how many books do you all read a month?
Oh, I probably read a book. I probably only read about 3 books a year.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Mostly all nonfiction, though.
All right. And what about your wife? Is she a reader?
No, she's not.
Okay. Very good.
A lot of magazine articles.
Very good. Wyatt, thank you so much for taking the time to call. Again, talking to everyday millionaires, my friends. They're out there. They're around you all over the place. People that have been focused and have done things steadily and consistently over time. I'm going to go to Green Bay this time and talk to Larry. Larry, how are you?
I'm good.
Very good. Tell me your net worth.
About 1.1.
1.1. And what is that? How is that broken out?
I've got about 800,000 in retirement. About 36,000 in stock. Get some pension. 2.25 for the house, and just miscellaneous stuff.
Very good. Have you ever worked with an investment professional?
Not actually, but I get lots of advice from lots of different people, and I try to mix it together.
Very good. And tell me this: what was your worst income year and your best income year?
Well, going lifetime, I started out at like 16,000.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Best year was several years ago, about 139K.
Okay. Very good. And did you inherit any money?
Yes, about 3 or 4 years ago, about 75,000.
Okay. All right. And what is your age, sir?
53.
53 years young. And what career or field are you in?
IT.
IT. And did you go to college?
Yep. Bachelor's in computer science.
Okay. And do you recall your GPA?
About 3.0.
All right. And do you all do any giving as a household?
Yeah, we try to revisit our giving each and every year and ramp it up. So we've been very successful at that, and it's funny, the farther along the more you enjoy giving.
That is so very true. And how many hours of TV on average do you all watch a week?
It's probably in the 8 to 10 range, but we're very specific as far as what we watch. We just don't flip the channels. We watch shows. We don't just watch TV.
Right. And that 8 to 10 hours, is that counting Green Bay Packer games?
Well, maybe a little bit more on weeks.
Yeah, I can imagine. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you calling in. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we have spent time talking to everyday millionaires. And the reality is that walking through this process, we've been able to see some things. We've seen, we've not had a massive income swing. Top end, low end, $7,500 a year. Top end, $200,000. Again, a variety of ages from 38 up to 63. Had some people with degrees, some without. GPAs, 2.65 to a 4.0. Everybody did giving. That's again, not a surprise. That's the reality. The TV fluctuation. So being able to see this and understanding that we've got people out there that have spent some time walking through the process, being very, very intentional and knowing what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And so I just want to remind all of you out there listening, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter about your income. This is all about the path that you're traveling and the thing that motivates you. Where are you going? And why does it matter that you arrive? When you start to make those decisions for yourself, you can make some changes. Now, listen, I am so grateful for everybody that's taking the time to call in. I want to thank all the callers, without a doubt. I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be with you to tell you about this brand new book that is definitely a project that we've been working on as a team with the research side of it as well as the content side of the book. I think you're going to love the statistics as you thumb through it, being able to read it. And it really is just very eye-opening. The stories amaze me. Hearing the stories of people that where they've come from and where they're going, it just motivates me and gets me excited. So again, I've been telling you about this, and I'm excited to tell you about it because the team has worked hard. Everyday Millionaire, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too, is on pre-order right now. You can order a copy. Again, $20. You're going to get a copy of the book when it comes out in January. You're also going to get an ebook, an audio book. I'm going to be reading it to you, right? And then you're going to get 2 video lessons. A lesson from me about retiring inspired, and then a lesson from Dave about wealth. Great opportunity. But don't forget, that's for the book, but we've also got another offer, an incredible bundle available to you. It includes Dave's #1 program called Financial Peace University. And so for $129, you get Financial Peace University and my book, plus the $50 of bonus items all together. Great opportunity to get jump-started and to get focused. So again, I want to thank you all for taking the time to be with me. It's been a pleasure to talk with you. I want to thank Kelly Daniel, the phone screener and assistant producer, and James Childs, the producer, Bobby Robertson, my audio dude. And I want to thank all of you, because walking through this process, we need to understand something. We all come from somewhere, but the big question is, where are you going? Like, we've all got some things to climb over. We've all had some life happen to us, but you're not done yet. If you woke up with breath in your lungs, if you have breath breathing through your body, you've got an opportunity to make some changes. So I want you to think big. I want you to dream in high definition, and I want you to work hard. It doesn't matter where you come from. It's about where you're going. So get focused. Make some decisions this day about what you're willing to change. Why does it matter so much to you? And then watch what happens. Because I've been telling people for a long time, if you change your thinking, you can change your life. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
We all have SmartFree.
And I've realized that everywhere I go, the struggle is the same. It doesn't matter if you work in nonprofit or work in a ministry, whether you run a business or just run to keep up with everyday life. The temptation is always the same: to help everyone, everywhere. Often, our desire to help and serve others comes from a wonderful place. We see the never-ending need, and we can't help but do something about it. We want to pour ourselves out every day for as many people as possible. And I get that because I feel the same way. But if we're honest, that's also the very thing that leads to burnout. The work is never done, and since we can't keep up, we often give up. We get grumpy, and we end up showing up joyless for the very people we're trying to help. We exhaust ourselves trying to help everyone. Bishop Walker of Mount Zion Church here in Nashville pointed something out in a message recently that stopped me in my tracks. That's not what Jesus did. Jesus didn't help everyone. Think about that for a minute. Jesus did not help everyone. And of course, I'm not talking about salvation here. We give and serve and help and volunteer and stay busy for everyone everywhere